Okay, everybody. Not what I meant to click. Here we go. Good. Are we so close? Back up. Much better. Good morning, everyone. Hi. Hi, hi, hi. Your camera is way too big and it's bothering me. Anyways, good morning, everyone. Hi, hi, hi. I hope you guys are having a great Black Friday. Because I am. And boy, have I got a lot of things to show all of you. But first, look at my worm. Look at my worm. Here, worm. Say hi to the people. Wait, not on camera. Here, worm. You have to show yourself how you pay rent. Look at him. Oh, chat. So Meerkat likes to sleep next to me when I go to bed. And he likes to crawl underneath the blanket. And so I'm so desensitized to it. My body just like autopilot. So he'll start like worming underneath to try and get under the blanket. And then I'm like, I don't know. And I just let him in. And I'm sleeping and I'm like, and then I started dreaming that I was hanging out with someone who had a cat. And I was like, wow, your cat is so soft. Oh my gosh, wow. Will you bathe him or something? Your cat is just so soft. Oh, and he's got such a soft belly and such a soft face. Oh, oh, he's so soft. Oh, yes. And I swear that was like an hour-long dream, and that was my whole dream. And then I like woke up and I was like, oh, it's America. Wow. Okay, you sure are soft. Good mayor. It was a great dream. Highly recommend. Highly recommend having dreams that are good. And if you don't, skill issue, obviously. Don't look at this. Drama pan. All right, anyway. Anyways, good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are having a great day so far. We have a lot of stuff to get to. First and foremost, I don't know how many of you guys have read the DNC autopsy report, but it's pretty fucking funny. It's pretty. You know, I'm going to be bold and I'm going to say, I understand why they didn't publish it. I get it. And I'm going to be honest, I can't believe they published it. Why did they publish it when it was that bad? Why? It's shit from a butt in a toilet, man. So we got to talk about that, all right? It was AI. I don't even know if it was AI. It was like it was almost like too bad to be AI. Who won Monopoly last night? Oh, I don't know. I was an old lady, so I left a little early. I was like, okay, I'm bankrupt. I'm gonna go to bed. And then I went to bed. There were misspellings in it. Okay, misspellings, if anything, make it seem like it would be less like AI. Because AI doesn't usually misspell words. It's usually people that misspell words. So, but anyways, I want to get to that. You were yawning so much. Yeah, I realized it when I don't know, like 2 minutes or 3 minutes from when I ended stream, I was like, I was like, oh my god, I've yawned like 40 times in the past like 3 seconds. So yeah, I was how much money did we raise? Sorry for asking. I went to bed early, so I don't know. I think we got to 4K, I want to say. Wasn't it like 7 p.m. for you? Okay, it was 8 p.m. First of all. It was 8 p.m. and I wake up at 6 a.m. Chad, okay? So I had been awake for 14 hours already. So I was beat. And I had spent the whole day. I didn't even play any games yesterday. I was so sad. I ended stream yesterday. Like, woke up at 6, we did our normal stream. And then after that, I was reading the DNC autopsy report, and then I made a fun little video for everybody. And then I immediately had to go, and I didn't even have time to work out, chat. That's how like crazy the scheduling was. And then I immediately went and did the next stream. And then I went to bed immediately. Like, I literally washed my face, brushed my teeth, and then fucking passed out. So I did not even, I was straight up juicing for the full, what is it called? 12, 14 hours. So, but we're here. We're here. Did you read the autopsy reports for fun too? Okay, listen. Not so much. Some of it was fun, and then some of it was terrible. But yes, it was more of like a for business and pleasure. Oh, I did see Samson. He was unbanned and then he got rebanned. We gotta talk about that. That's gonna be a fun one. I want to have some fun with that. Like a plastic bag. So, we'll take care of that. We'll take care of that. And then, one other thing. There was one other thing, Chad. Since this is the variety segment of the stream, can I ask a question? What if... No? Oh, okay. Yes? Okay, thank you, Cyclist. Thank you for giving me permission. What if I made my hair purple? Why? Because I want to do that. Fun. Then you'd have purple hairs. But I kind of like grimace purple, like the most obnoxious shade of purple. Whatever is the most obnoxious shade of purple. Woke purple. Like, ideally... Oh, this would be kind of sexy too, maybe. Be kind of a sexy purple. Oh, this would kind of be sexy too. Hold up. Oh my god. Okay, low-key, I don't want to commit though to like, not to have commitment issues or something, but like, low-key, I don't know that I want to commit to a whole head of purple. But I would kind of be down for like, have you guys seen people do like the quarter hair? You guys know what I'm talking about? Has anyone heard of this? I'll see if I can show you guys a picture. I'll show you guys 1 second. There we go. Like quarter hair like this. Like some of your hair is one color. And low key. Or I don't know if you guys have seen like this style. Where like some of your hair is one color. Just go bald. No. I kind of would want to do that with like this shade of purple. You know? Like, I just don't know which quarter it would be, I guess. Maybe this quarter? This quarter? Or maybe it'd be this one. I don't know. A quarter of my hair. Just make it purple. I think that would be fun. Would you change the color of the rest of your hair at all? No, probably not. No. Just do the whole thing. No, I don't want to commit to the whole thing. I don't want to do that. It'd have to be in the direction that you part it. Yeah, I've been trying to change where my hair parts, and it kind of was not wanting to work with me. Just do one hair every day till we notice. Quarter bald denims is crazy. Shut up. The back quarter? No. I would definitely not want to do that. But yeah, I was thinking like maybe this. Maybe like this. Like this amount would be dope. Or alternatively this. I can't tell. But I think that would be kind of fun. I don't know what you guys think about that. What about just a stripe? Nah, I don't want to do a stripe. I want to commit. I want to quarter commit, you know? I'm gonna try a temp color first. I mean, it doesn't really matter because like you can always just like if I hate it, I can just get it. I can just put brown on top of it. So so we're good, you know? If I did it and then I was like, oh, wow, this looks terrible, actually. Purple is not my color. So, yeah, I think that would be kind of fun. I think that would be fun. I know that this might sound crazy, but I also like the idea of, like, not blonde, yellow hair. Okay? Like this. Because yellow is a very flattering color on me. Not gonna lie. No, nah. Nah. Wait, I take it back. Wait, that looks good too. Plus, I'm not gonna lie, yellow is way more summery. No? Do purple and yellow go Lakers? Why the hell would I ever go Lakers? If you're gonna threaten yellow, I have to approve purple. I wish I had like some color swatches for you guys, but yeah, I don't know. Yellow actually looks surprisingly very well. This is like more of like a oh, this is a good shade of yellow. Yellow surprisingly is very complimentary. I think it's because it makes me look less orange and more peachy. That actually yellow ends up like complementing pretty well. But I do love purple, you know? I do like purple. I don't have anything purple near me. I can't really put anything. I have this thing. But this isn't the right shade of purple. Anyways, just wanted to let you guys know. Are we done being yellow enjoyers? Are we being yellow enjoyers? Yes, we're being yellow enjoyers. Yeah. So that's all I was gonna say. I was just gonna share that with you guys. I wanted to see what you guys thought. I wanted to see how you guys felt about that. But I feel like this would kind of go crazy. Or maybe I should start like parting my hair from the middle. You know? Maybe I should start doing like this. But my hair kind of like doesn't like parting correctly. Just like just been very weird lately and it doesn't want to behave. But anyways, just wanted to let you guys know that might be something that happens maybe. I don't know. I don't know. You should gel it into a giant spike for defense from above. What is happening in your life that you have frequent threats from above? Chatter's got a point. I don't know if that's true. I don't know that that's true, actually. I don't know that the chatter has a point, actually. Okay. Anywho, imagine if Denims had a low taper fade. Imagine me with a broccoli cut. Wait, maybe I can... What if I put my hair behind me? Someone can edit it. What if I had a broccoli cut? What if I did that? Wait, hold on. Oh, all right, okay. Well, thank you for humoring me, chat. I'm glad to see so many people agreeing with the purple. I've stayed away from purple for so long because I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of cringe that Twitch owns the color purple, which makes me not want to have purple hair. And then all the other colors is like what other colors are there that would be available that I think, because I feel like colored hair is like so dope, you know what I mean? Like, I spend most of my life with just like brown hair, so like why not mix it up and have fun, you know? And my hair grows back so fast that like I want to have some fun. So like what are the other options here? Like red, we've already done red. Orange, I've already done orange. Yellow, technically I've never done yellow. Green, no, I'm not doing green. Green is like an okay color on me, but I don't like what green fades into because it eventually fades into like this like piss green. And it doesn't look good. It like looks bad. It looks bad. And also my hair naturally is like kind of wavy. So it would just look like really gross seaweed. So I'm not doing that. Blue haired liberal kind of ruined it, but I've already done blue once technically, and I thought it was okay. I was like, dude, I've never tried purple. And purple actually fades pretty nicely, so I feel like purple's the play. I feel like purple's the play, you know? So we'll try it. I had pink hair for like 10 years and it ruled. I don't have pink hair anymore and now I'm depressed. Coincidence? I think not. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. No, I had pink. Sorry, I didn't mention pink. I had pink for a little bit. I loved having pink. Pink was fun. Pink was so much fun. Have you ever done just blonde? No. I've done like most of my hair blonde, but I always keep the roots dark. My hair grows in like dark brown and my eyebrows are super dark. So I feel like it doesn't. Have you ever done black? I did black once and I fucking hated it. I hated it. It looked so bad on me. Oh my god, it was such a dark time. There are stream clips from that era, and it was like black. It was pitch black. I was like, that was terrible. I can't believe I did that. Oh man. I can't believe I fucking did that to myself. But all right. Why not all the colors at once? I did think about going rainbow, but the maintenance on that would be fucking terrible. Christ. And my hair, for whatever reason, doesn't hold hair color very well. So, like, after 1 or 2 washes, it doesn't... I've gotten my hair done in plenty of places. I've tried plenty of dyes. After, like, 1 or 2 showers, most of it is kind of gone. So, no. Okay. You know who rocked black hair? Cutie. Dude, Cutie looked crazy with black hair. That was a dope era. Maybe one day, if we're lucky, she'll bless us with it again. Okay, but that was all I was going to say on that topic. Thank you guys so much for humoring me on that. Thank you. We have some other things to get to. Also, I never got a chance to get to it yesterday, but the Billionaires being like, Kevin O'Leary specifically being like, actually, it's because you guys are spending too much on lunch. Actually, if you guys didn't spend so much money on lunch, you guys wouldn't be so fucking poor. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think so. No. Yeah, no. The sign of a good economy is when you tell people to stop spending their money. That's how you know the economy is good, actually. Word up. I guess I'll just go KMS. Dude. All right. So, can we spend Kevin's money on lunch instead? Dude, true. The other thing, too, that's really offensive is seeing people be like, boomers went to work with lunch boxes and thermoses, and that's what they ate for lunch at work. It's like, and who was making them their lunch? Oh, their stay-at-home wife. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I didn't think about living in an economy that could maintain and feed and house and clothe a family on one income. Oh, my bad. I didn't think about that. Dude, so true. So true. I should just have a job that can make it so that, or everyone should just have a job where their partner doesn't need to work and then make their partner make lunch every day. Duh. Hello. So it's so obnoxious. It's so obnoxious. So I wanted to talk about that. Also, people still do that, but it's expensive as fuck because grocery prices. Also correct. Also correct. Ugh. So, what were we gonna do? There's something else. Oh yeah, let's just get into it. Let's get into it. We have a lot to get to. So let's start. Single household income, easy, duh. All right. Old. Did you see Mamdani started streaming on Twitch? Oh, and I want to talk about that too as well. Yes, please. Thank you for reminding me. I saw this clip. Oh my god, it's just every post. Can I? Oh, there we go. No. No, wait. I think it was here actually. Sorry, one sec. I'm pulling it up. Here it is. This was the post that I saw.
We appreciate it. Thank you, promise.
Guys, to everyone spamming the chat, let's try to be a little respectful, you know, keep it family friendly.
We appreciate it. Thank
so, we all know you used to be a rapper.
Yes.
Nah, I'm just playing. Who was legend US Fair 5 _ said, who's your favorite underground rapper?
That's not good.
Okay, what counts as underground?
Guys, let's try to keep it respectful. That's not good. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Sorry, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I heard it was a good stream. I heard it was a good stream. Dude. There were some crazy chatters there, dude. And I'm sure many of you guys saw C. Samsony got unbanned and then immediately banned again. And this was the post that I saw.
Destiny thing. There have been a number of questions on the Destiny thing. A human made an error in terms of the unbanning. It was quickly detected and corrected. It's a highlight that many people don't realize they're humans doing things. Humans sometimes make mistakes. Luckily, we were able to quickly detect this. So this was not something that was intentional. We detected it quickly and fixed it. Very sorry about any of the confusion that was driven by that. Let me just see.
And let me say, that's a pretty funny response. I really don't care if this is the truth or not. We can go watch the Dan Clancy VOD. Video. Wait, no, this isn't his. DJ Clancy, right? I bet it has to do with like the Destiny 2 shutting down. Let me pull this up. Video. Not even an hour-long starting soon screen? What the fuck? Scammed. I want my money back. Okay, let's skip ahead.
More people
There's got to be like, I know Twitch has just gotten weird about clips. Maybe. Oh, it's annoying. Dude, LSF is so shit now. I swear to God, when clips were posted, you could like actually go and check the clip, but maybe this channel has clipping banned or whatever or something. Maybe wait, let's see. Clips. Oh, here we go. Maybe this would be good.
There have been a number of questions is driven by that. Let me
Great.
just see. And it doesn't help promote the channel. Okay. They do not impact the mobile feed. In general, recommended sort performs better in terms of conversions and hours watched, but some people like high to low. However, in the recommended sort, a lot of people have suggested this, and we already have that in the recommended sort. Does it affect things when people have their feeds sorted high to low? This is another nuance that's important to understand. Okay. So first, in terms of where this potentially has an impact, on web and mobile, only 7% of our 5-minute plays are driven from our browse and discover tabs. In other words, a small amount of our traffic is driven from those surfaces when they're sorted high to low. If you consider that 40% are recommended and only 7% of them have are impacted in terms of high to low, that's single-digit percentage of our traffic. What we've seen is people are not likely to click on the streamers they like to watch on the follow tab.
This is actually a really depressing reality of Twitch. This is something that I know a lot of streamers complain about, that there's not a lot of discoverability when it comes to streams, and Twitch doesn't do enough to promote smaller streams. But the problem is they've already talked about doing this, and I even recall Twitch doing this on my feed, where I would go to my channel and or I'd go to the dashboard and it'll show me other streams, and I'm just not interested and I just don't click on those streams. Like, it doesn't matter how many times you show me the stream, I'm not gonna click on that stream. Like, you go to Twitch to watch what you want to watch. The only thing that Twitch could do that would improve their discoverability is having like a For You page of Twitch like clips.
And they're not really heavily influenced by the CCV or the sort order. So
oh yeah, and the other thing too that's terrible is sorry, every time I click on a new stream and I get 30 seconds of ads, it should be the case that if you're logged in and it's your first time tuning into a channel, you shouldn't get ads for the very first time you tune into the channel. If you're not signed in, you can get ads, whatever. But if you're signed in, the very first time you've ever clicked on a stream ever, you shouldn't have to get ads the very first time. But I think that would help a little bit, because when that happens, I'm done. Like, I don't want to click on a new stream for another like 20 years.
Now, let me just see if I see some of the.
Did I go too far back? God damn it. What was a timestamp for this?
Was driven by that. Let me just see. I've been looking at and find ways to allow creators to offer natural incentives to their viewers to clip their streams. Okay, and that is one of the ideas that we have been looking at. All right, I see a question here. There have been a number of, let's see, let me just see. Can we please see some? There have been a number of questions on the Destiny thing. A human made an error in terms of the unbanning. It was quickly detected and corrected. It's a highlight that many people don't realize they're humans doing things. Humans sometimes make mistakes. Luckily, we were able to quickly detect this.
Sorry, the phrasing is just so funny. Sometimes humans make mistakes and they unban C. Samsony.
So this was not something that was intentional. We detected it quickly and fixed it. Very sorry about any of the confusion that was driven by that. Let me just see. Yeah, so I see this. I always check in someone I follow if their viewership is higher than normal. So I feel like bots would impact it heavily if someone's viewership is over the norm.
Okay, now that's actually the whole thing. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I don't mean to be a non-believer, but I will believe it when I see it. Because I know that they've talked about fixing bots on this platform for a very long time, I will believe it when I see it, you know? Because I know like actually adjusting the bots is actually difficult because you don't want false positives and you don't want viewers that are actually there to be not counted as viewers. There was like a really good site that I saw that kind of broke down why this is the case. Let me see if I can find it actually. Last time I talked about it, I didn't have this resource, and this time I have it, so I can actually talk about it with you guys. Oh, here it is. Wait. Didn't pull up the streams. Maybe it's not working anymore? I don't know. Oh, wait. Maybe this? There we go. Okay, here it is. They're fucking with VPN users with their new updates, Denims. That I fucking believe. Also, there's some other messages I wanted to read from chat on that. I saw this that was kind of cool. So obviously there are going to be times where you're watching a stream and you're not logged in. And then there's also accounts that are not like authenticated, and forcing everyone to authenticate is like a terrible thing to do to your website. I mean, I get mad when I have to log in to watch YouTube videos and it's like, hey, you have to be 18 to watch this video. And it's just like a video about like Gaza. I'm like, this is so fucking irritating. Just like, can I just fucking watch the video? So there's like, there's a lot of different tools that they could use that they don't want to use because they're going to get a lot of false positives. And I saw this GitHub, I don't know, program or whatever that has, and it shows like what is a good, what is this? Engagement over what, viewer percentage? Authenticated over viewers. And that most streamers that are legit and their viewers are legit, there is an acceptable percentage of authenticated users over total users. Whereas streams that are obviously botting, it's like none of your users are authenticated. And like none of your viewers have authenticated accounts. It's like, none of them? None of them. Interesting. Interesting. 0 out of 14K is crazy. Yeah. So like there are ways I think that you can check to see some of this stuff. There was something else that I had seen recently that they can at least curb some of the obvious botting. How do we get authenticated? Like, I think that's if you have your phone number linked to your Twitch account or your email linked to your account. Does it only show live or can you view historical data? I think that particular one only shows live. You guys can have fun with it if you want to. Go for it. What is that website here? I can link it. It's just viewermetrics.github.io. I linked it in chat. So I get that. I get it. It's really easy if you don't, I guess, know anything about viewers and how viewbotting works to be like, just remove them. Just press the off button. Duh. But apparently it's a lot more complicated than that, and you don't want to accidentally have a bunch of false positives. And I even saw this the last time they tried to crack down on viewbotting. There were a lot of streamers that were like, why is it showing that I have less viewers than I actually do? Like, I can literally count 50 chatters that are all chatting in here, and it's showing that I have 20 viewers. Like, what the fuck? So I get that, I do. But also there are absolutely some streamers that are just like, it's just obscene. Like, come on. Like, come on. As far as the C. Samsony ban goes, there is something kind of funny about all the copium coming from like the Sex Pestiny fans where they're like, how could this happen? You know, other streamers get to say crazy stuff and they get unbanned. It's like, bro, you and your buddy Dan Stockman were calling the CEO a pedophile. and photoshopping him in an SS uniform and trying to get ads taken down. Why would you ever think you would ever get unbanned? That ship has sailed, bro. Hello? Like, just use your... I'm sorry, you guys made a website called Twitcher Terrorist, and you're actually delusional enough to think that your account would get unbanned. Like, literally, be fucking for real. Denims, do you have an insanely high 96% verified? Oh, hell yes. Oh, yes. I actually didn't check my own. The CEO Photoshop was what? It's like, dude. What? Wasn't Epstein specifically saying people should kill protesters? I mean, it doesn't even matter what the particular offense was. What matters is that, like, the actions since then have not exactly been a good faith attempt to get unbanned. And I don't know about you guys, if I was the CEO of a platform and I was getting photoshopped as in an SS uniform and I was getting called a pedophile and there was a massive campaign to take down ads on the platform that I am a CEO of, yeah, I don't think I would unban you. Yeah, no, I think actually you would stay banned forever. So, no, I don't think so. And Twitch has already talked about how their policy with banning is like, with permas, it's like there's like a strike system, I think, where like after a certain number of strikes, you just eat a perma and then you can appeal it later down the line. But if you've done nothing to try and like make the relationship with Twitch or your platform amicable, why would they ever welcome you back? You're actively trying to destroy revenue on the platform and you're like, isn't it interesting that you guys don't want to unban me? It's like, are you fucking stupid? Huh? You want this site to fail? Why would you be welcome back? Yeah. And I saw the most recent thing that was pretty funny was, sorry, just reiterating. It's insane to think that there would be a chance of getting unbanned after making Nazi memes about the CEO. Like, I can't. I mean, just think about it like any business. Can you imagine you walk into like a bakery and it says like no shoes, no service. And you're like, this is unacceptable. So then you start like photoshopping the owner of the bakery as like Hitler with like a Hitler mustache. And you start hanging posters all around the bakery everywhere for like the next month. And you start like making up quotes that this bakery owner didn't say. And you're like, dude, you still haven't let me re-enter the premise. What the hell? It's like, I'm sorry, you just spent a month trying to get as little business as possible for me. Why the fuck would I ever want to sell you anything? Are you crazy? Are you insane? So, yeah. Okay, and then, besides that, hold up. Dude, how did people find me? On Twitch. Okay, on this thing, I can't even pull up my own name. Oh, there I am. Oh, look. That's me. Guys, look, it's us. 97%. Oh, hi. I actually found this channel because I saw a chatter using cool emotes. Dude, we're gonna get... I almost spoiled it, but we're gonna get another animated emote very shortly. I totally forgot I have to take care of that. Let me write this on my to-do list for today. Ooh. Yes, I have a to-do list that I update. Emote. Okay. Moving on from that, I also wanted to show this. Dude, the mental illness is so crazy. Hassan smiling. Moments after texting someone and then Destiny being banned again.
Streamed or whatever it is that we would describe this as. So I wanted to make sure that we actually brought somebody on who was a little bit more fluent in the language of streaming and Twitch and everything else that comes with it. So please join me in welcoming New York City's very own Moose.
Breaking. Hassan Piker smiles.
How you doing, my man?
Thank you for having me, man. Thank you for having me. Chat, what's up? So that's chat right there. You know what I mean?
Chat.
So when you're talking to them, you gotta refer them as chat, not like ladies and gentlemen. All the politics stuff aside, you gotta have that swag. So it's like chat, you know.
So it's like, what's going on, chat?
What's going on, chat? You know what I mean? So that's step one. Step two.
Okay.
What's actually cool about you being a Twitch live streamer now is you can communicate with.
Breaking news. Hassan is breathing. Sorry, can I say really quickly? I like both universes. The one where Hassan is personally responsible for gatekeeping C. Samstony, and he's laughing because he got him perma'd. It's like, oh, everyone look! Here's this clip of C. Samstony getting absolutely owned. Okay? Okay? Surely it's not because you photoshopped the CEO as a fucking Nazi in an SS uniform and made a website called Twitcher Terrorist and tried to get all of the sponsors to flee. It can't be any of these other things. It's got to be Hassan Piker. Hassan did this. Hassan did this. And also, if he did, that would be really funny. He obviously smiled because of what he was watching. These people are so delulu. Me when I'm definitely not having a schizophrenic meltdown. No, it's gotta be Hassan. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. Yeah, well, stay banned, bozo, I guess. Okay. Beyond that, I thought you guys would enjoy that. I also... Oh... Yes, good. I like to think Hassan texted someone at Twitch to get Destiny banned again. LOL. Yeah. Why would Hassan smile while there's a genocide going on? It's like the same strain of insanity as Ethan Klein. So sad. Isn't it so sad, guys? Hate to see it. And by hate, I mean love to see it. But that's neither here nor there. What I actually wanted to show you guys really badly was this this segment I meant to show you guys a couple days ago, but we're going to get the chance to do it now. Content warning, Kevin O'Leary talking about how you should be satisfied with never spending money anywhere ever. You shall eat the gruel and you shall be satisfied.
My mother, Georgette, taught me, and this really probably flows into why I buy these watches. Don't buy crap. She used to only buy one Chanel jacket a year, but a really good one. She loves Chanel. And when she died, there was a cat fight for her clothing amongst the women in my family because they were now vintage Chanels that were worth way more than what she paid for them. So most people, you go look in your closet, it's full of crap you don't need. You bought crap that you just don't wear. You wore it once and it's just crap. Don't buy the crap. Buy the good stuff and just buy less of it. My mother, Georgette, taught me, and this really...
What's up with the seizure lights in the background? Okay, so can I say she only used to buy one Chanel jacket a year, but a really good one. Can I just like let's just go to the Chanel website. Let's just go to the okay, jackets. Jacket, vest. This is the spring 2026 collection. Let's see a jacket that I would want potentially. Let's see. Oh, we're getting a little artistic with it. Let's go back up. Maybe some of these are a little too exaggerated for me. Yeah, let's go lesbian core. Yeah. Oh, it's only $6,800. Yeah. It's, you know, honestly, it's only $6,800. I think everybody can afford $6,800 a year on one jacket. It's one jacket, Michael. How much could it cost? Huh? Huh? Well, maybe this one, you know, guys, wait, I'm probably being unfair. Maybe that was just a particularly expensive jacket. Let me pick one that looks a little uglier. that maybe, you know, would be like this one's got to be pretty cheap, right? It's just 2 colors. Like how expensive? There's not even buttons on this one. So like this got to be pretty cheap, right? Let's see. Let's see. See guys, it was cheaper. It's only $4,500. It's only $4,500, guys. You can't afford one of these jackets a year. Kevin O'Leary thinks you should be able to just stop buying garbage and just buy one of these jackets a year. I just don't understand how this is so difficult for you guys. I just don't get it. It's pretty fucking affordable if you ask me. It's actually pretty fucking affordable if you ask me. That's a few months rent. No. No, I don't think so. Personally, I don't think so. Yeah, I personally just think that it's a skill issue and you guys are, you know, if you have to starve for every meal to get a Chanel jacket, then that's what you have to do. Then grow up. Okay? Yeah, if you add up the usual 45 jackets I buy every year, I can afford this. Because everybody's buying 45 shitty $100 jackets a year. Are you guys not buying 45 jackets a year for $100 each? Because if you know, like you, then it all, the math adds up there. Oh my fucking God. Well, there was this interview. And I don't know why. It's making the rounds because I'm pretty sure this is like an older interview. Holy sections. Oh my God. The ice cream store that changed my life. Can anyone be an entrepreneur? What I learned from working with Steve Jobs. It's all just like a scam. This is like top 10 things you get told right before you get offered a timeshare. Okay, where's the... Okay, here we go. So I think it's one of these. I'm sorry, I have to have some of the dribble.
Off the floor. And I didn't want her to see me on my knees with a scraper. It was bad for my brand. I was in high school. And she said, no, you have to do it. And I said, you know, you hired me as a scooper.
Crazy to say that when he's on his knees all the time for APAC.
We're not a scraper. She said, how about you're fired? And I didn't know what that meant. And it was the defining moment for me because I realized there's 2 kinds of people in the world. There's people that own the store, and there's people that scrape the shit off the floor. And you have to decide who you are. And I'm not saying being an employee is a bad thing, not at all. But for me,
it is incredible to watch the capitalist brain and the capital owner brain try and live in this world where you should respect the labor of the laborers. And also you're either the shit scraper or the boss. And I'm not going to be the fucking shit scraper. I'm not scraping no shit. You're going to be this. But like, we respect, you know, our employees. Sure, we're a family. It's like, dude.
It hit me. It just hit me.
Kevin, there's a present for you. We give a present to all of our guests.
Really?
Underneath that black.
Can I open it?
You can open it.
I just take this off? Oh, look at that.
It's poop for him to scrape. Okay. Why do you wear 2? Oh my God, I hate rich people so much. I really hate rich people so much. I hate the rich people that don't recognize that so much of being rich is luck, and so much of being rich, so many rich people are only rich because of circumstance. Like, it truly makes me so fucking... And they're like, you just gotta grind. You just gotta be on your grind set. I hate them. God. Okay, sorry. It's also what a crazy worldview to have. Like, let's say you did grind and that's why you became a millionaire or whatever. I wouldn't, like... Why would you want to, like, pull the ladder up behind you? It's so bizarre. Like, you want to live in a world where the only universe where, like, poor people or disabled people or immigrants or old people or people with chronic illnesses those people better have someone in their life that will grind on their behalf. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. It's just so, ugh. All right. That's not what I was going to do. The 5 love languages of money. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you so much. Crazy. It's crazy. I think it was this one.
In the camp that you shouldn't spend money on the small things, like the coffee. If you don't need it, you should make the coffee at home. Is that kind of...
I can't stand it when I see kids that are making 70 grand a year spending $28 for lunch. I mean, that's just stupid. It's just, think about that in the context of that being put into an index and making 8 to 10% a year for the next 50 years.
What's an index for someone that doesn't?
So, okay. I mean, you know, I even built an app for this purpose just so I could, there's many apps out there, you don't have to use mine. Mine's called Beanstocks, but you just allocate 15% of your salary and it automatically puts it into 2 buckets, some stocks and some bonds. The stocks are ETFs, exchange traded funds that just track the S&P 500. Very simply. Mine's
the S&P 500 is the top 500 stocks.
Yeah, and so it's just, you know, people that tell me, oh, I can beat the S&P, I can pick stocks. They're so full of crap. Not over the long period they can. So it's better, you might as well just own ETFs. I have a version of the S&P that I designed with other people that strips out all the crappy balance sheets. But that's just me. You can just buy the index that you want, you know, the ETF. And then you pay low fees. And then over time it appreciates. And then if you buy some treasury bills or fixed income, you get that. You should have less of those when you're young and more than when you're older. That's just diversification. But you know, the best test I do with my kids' friends too, go into a closet, go into your closet and look at how much shit you have you don't wear. Because you either bought it because you thought you were going to wear it and never wore it or wore it once, and you end up wearing 20% of your portfolio all of the time, and 80% you pissed away.
Okay. So can we just talk about a couple things really quickly? First of all, portfolio was crazy. Portfolio was crazy. Second, there truly is no better way to come off like an out-of-touch douchebag piece of shit than repping 2 watches. Third, how much money does he think people are spending on the clothes in their closet? Like, what? I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've bought like expensive shoes before, and I'm like, okay, these heels are gonna last me. They're expensive. They should be great. And then they fucking suck ass. Like, it's like a really nice brand. It costs a lot of money. I'm like, okay, great. And they suck, and they're uncomfortable, and I never wear them. So like this idea, it's like, well, you're just not buying quality. It's like, listen, sometimes the name does not guarantee, and how much you spent on it doesn't actually guarantee that you're going to wear it more or that it actually is nice. Just for really quickly, for starters, there's stuff that I've gotten thrifting for like $10, and it is a staple of my wardrobe that anytime I have like $20 pants, I have multiple $20 pants that are so nice that I'm like, I just want to wear those all the time. So price does not indicate necessarily quality. Okay? And name brand doesn't necessarily indicate quality either. What indicates quality is whether or not the materials for what... Okay, this is a common misconception that anything that's polyester is bad. No. Just like there is high quality and low quality cotton, there is high quality and low quality synthetic fibers. And there are lots of instances where synthetic fibers actually are better than the... non-synthetic or like natural version or whatever. It's just that most polyester is pretty bad. Most polyester is pretty shit. It's not an inherent. There are some pieces that I have that have some blend of polyester in them, and they still look brand new, and I've had them for like 5 years. So polyester is not, it's not just like a one size fits all, like anything that's polyester is terrible. No. Just like cotton gets like a good rep, overly good rep, by the way. And not all cotton is the same. And you should not treat all cotton the same. Some cotton is very low quality and it sucks and it's not breathable. And this is also when it matters to think about what material you're wearing for what particular piece. But yeah, no, cotton is not. There are a couple of rules that I would say. There's like this one YouTuber I don't know that I would remember her channel name right now, but when you're looking for clothes, first of all, any fast fashion is going to suck. It's probably not going to last. As someone who's participated in the fast fashion industry, I've only ever gotten like 2 pieces from fast fashion that have lasted a good amount of time. Your best bet really is like thrifting for most things, in my opinion, if you want to get stuff that does last. But what about denim? I mean, I'm not sure. Yeah, but we should probably get off polyester because it's basically a petroleum industry. It dumps plastic into our oceans. I mean, I would say that like if there was anywhere that petroleum was used that was actually beneficial, it'd probably be in clothes before anything else. Because like energy, for example. Okay, I'm not gonna get into the. We're getting into so many different details. I just wanted to talk about fashion for one moment. There's this video, or there's this YouTuber that talks about how to tell if something is good quality or not. And there's usually signs that you can tell that an article of clothing is going to be good quality or not. So one very easy tell is whether or not the zipper is smooth or if it's like crunchy. Have you guys ever gotten pants or gotten a sweater or whatever and it's got a zipper and the sweater is like the zipper sucks? If they're skimping out on the zipper, the rest of it's probably shit. If the zipper is smooth as butter, then they are not skimping out on the things that people won't care about. And there's a lot of small stuff like that when you're looking at clothes and when you're looking at what you think will last a long time, you should find the things that they're most likely to skimp on and see if they did or not. Like a zipper. Are Gymshark and Young LA any good clothing? I don't know. Drifting is becoming worse and worse because of fast fashion, though. Yeah, but you can look at the brand name for fast fashion. Like, if it's H&M, Zara, Forever 21, Shein, like what, Rama. If it's any one of those, then just like, I don't buy those articles of clothing. Like, I literally don't. I see that and I'm like, nope. So if I ever pick something up and I kind of like it, I check the brand, and those are just brands I just don't buy. I just don't. Because they are deceptively nice until you actually wear them a couple times and then they suck. I like Zara styles though. Some Zara pieces are good. Most of them are not. But fashion lessons from Denims, I get everything. No, I'm serious. And this is stuff that will like actually improve your life. That isn't go buy a Chanel jacket once a year. Fucking Christ. I don't know if I can. Let me see. Maybe I'm subscribed to her YouTube channel and I can find it. This one? No. This is a hairstylist I really like. I found it. I found her page. Jennifer Wang. And she has like a lot of great breakdowns on how to tell if stuff is shit. So like, let me see this. Maybe it's this one.
Bitch, what the fuck? Bitch, what the fuck?
It's not, this is one of her meme videos. No, it's not that. Oh, I think maybe this one.
This is why you can't trust brand name. For example, Zimmerman. I love the drama of these pieces, and I love the color palette as well. But what is this shirt? Who said it was okay to use dollar store flowers? And it's such a waste because that body material is silk and linen. But look me in the eye and tell me these don't look like they're from the dollar store. To be fair, they were attached with stitches instead of glue. But still. And it cost us $700. This here is my personal pet peeve. When the straps are tacked on like an afterthought. This is not flattering. And it's lazy pattern making. I did really like these pom-poms though. Can you tell there's a seam here? This is excellent precise sewing. Okay, we're gonna go in close and look. There is a seam here, but from far away it looks like one continuous sheet of fabric. And this is what makes this dress designer. My favorite way to test if fabric is good quality is to see how it moves. And this just looks beautiful. And of course it's 100% silk and a hefty price too. My point is you have to inspect every single piece instead of blindly trusting brand name.
Like it really is like a
Let's
piece by
review
piece
the
thing.
Anthropology summer collection. Starting with this top with the unfinished hem. Although I like the buttons and I like the pleats, when companies do this, it shows me they don't care about making clothes that last. Because this hem is not going to last more than a few washes. It's just going to keep unraveling. This ruffled dress was pretty from afar, but if you look up close, these stitches are quite loose. And
So like basically, and then I'm sure that this also applies to a lot of men's fashion stuff. That one's a really good example where if you stretch a fabric at all and you immediately can see the stitches, bad things are happening. That is going to fucking rip. All right? It's going to fall apart in the washing machine. It's going to fall apart when you're wearing it. It's going to fall apart. It's not going to last for a very long time. I don't know if I have a good example right now of like, because I want to show it to you guys. Kind of cool. I couldn't really immediately find one, so I didn't want to leave for too long. But yeah, that's like one good example.
it looks quite messy. I thought this dress was quite cute, the ruching on the front is quite unique, but I couldn't find it on the floor. I thought this dress was quite pretty too. I like how they incorporated the dye pattern into the design. This dress looked good from far away, but when I looked at it up close, it kind of looks like a DIY project. This tweed vest is almost $200, and although the surface of the fabric is quite uniform and smooth, if you look at it up close, you can see all these loose threads just waiting to get snagged. But these are really intricate buttons and they're quite pretty. But it also has a lot of acrylic, so in general, I don't think it's a good investment. In general, this is not.
So this is just like a couple of things to keep in mind. I'll link her page. She has a lot of really good explanations on like what stuff you should look for and what stuff you shouldn't look for. And like you really shouldn't just buy stuff because it's name brand. Or because they're not name brand or whatever. Maybe this.
Companies who trick people into spending lots of money for hot garbage makes me so angry. And you can tell when they're doing this if their knitwear contains acrylic, because acrylic is meant to look and feel good in store. It's a synthetic designed to mimic cashmere, but as soon as you take this home, wear it a few times, wash it, it's gonna look so old, beat up, and you would have realized you wasted your money. And they know what they're doing because they're highlighting that this sweater contains wool. So they know wool is actually one of the best fibers for sweaters, but wool actually makes up the smallest part of the sweater. So stop getting tricked by these companies.
Also, I will say, like I said, not all synthetic fabrics are treated equally. I know the menswear guy, he's talked about how in suits with men, the inside lining, it's actually better to have, it's the synthetic version of silk. It's better to have that than like buying something that's all cotton, because all that's going to happen is just you're going to get really fucking sweaty wearing that vest. I think it's rayon is actually a really nice synthetic fabric. So this idea that like I just don't like it when people think that all synthetic fabric is just evil and you shouldn't wear it. When there are synthetic fabrics that do their job really well. The other thing I was going to say is, personally, I look at seams. I look at zippers. I look at buttons. Actually, I think it's in the other room, but I'm going to find it because it's actually worth showing. So this is like a great example of something that this is a pair of pants I actually really, really love, but low key, they were not made with love, because if they were, there wouldn't be such, so like, here are the pants. I will show you guys. And they're like pretty whatever pants, but they actually look pretty. I just love how they stretch on me and I like how they look a lot. But check this out. And if I had seen this when I had bought it, I probably wouldn't have kept it because they're not going to last very long. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this sew job. Like, you see how it's all, like, the stitching is totally correct here? And then here, the stitching is, like, shit. It means that there's, like, no quality control. Can you imagine if you went to the store, you bought a loaf of bread, and then, like, one of them was really good, and then the next one had, like, wood chips in it? You'd be like, dude, I shouldn't, like, get more bread from you. How do I know if it's gonna be shit? So, yeah, that's so bad. The machine tension was completely off. It's very level 1 sewing. Yeah, so... there are like things that you can look at that are much better than just like, oh, this is made with polyester. I also like thrifting because when there are certain fabrics that will get really like, they will start to pill. And the easiest way to not find fabrics that pill is to buy thrifted clothes, because if somebody else has worn it a bunch and it hasn't started pilling, it won't pill when you wear it. But anyways, that's all I want to share with you guys on that topic. I don't remember why I got on that topic. Oh, yes, for this guy to be like, you guys are just not buying quality. You should just buy. It's like, first of all, let me just say, so many of these companies that are like name brand, they all use the same exact fucking factories, by the way. They just stamp on like Chanel at the end or Gucci at the end. And there is no guarantee that you're actually getting a quality product, even if they say that they're using the right materials. Have you seen the Shift Fashion YouTube channel? They talk about all the ways to know high quality stuff. No, I haven't. I should go look though. Let me put it on the list. I've been trying to get into fashion chat. I'm wearing a sweater that doesn't pill right now. Pilling is like... pilling. Fabric. It's easier to just explain with an image. Trying to explain it with words is not going to be as effective as just showing a picture. This is what pilling looks like. It's when those like little dots start to form on your clothes. Usually from areas of tension. So like, I know underarms area tends to pill a lot. Or like in between your legs on your pants tends to pill a lot. But technically the pilling will happen anywhere that there's a lot of like friction. So... yeah, pilling just makes me irrationally mad. Better means this, I think. Oh, thank you. I subscribed. Okay. But anywho, that's that on that. And like, can I just say, Hassan started wearing suits and now denims is into fashion. How much influence does that man have? No, I've been getting into fashion for like the past, I would say 2 years. But it's just like a very slow process. Okay? It's a very slow process. I forgot this was all by Kevin O'Leary. Sorry, my bad. But, on the topic. First of all, you're so fucking out of touch if your mom was literally buying a Chanel jacket every year. Like, I'm sorry. You are out of touch. Oh, just have your mom buy you a Chanel jacket every year. Okay, dude. I didn't think about being born into wealth. I should have, oh my God, you're so right. I should have thought to do that. It's like when people are like, just buy, all the people who didn't buy a house right after the housing crisis are idiots. It's like, dude, I should have thought about that when I was like 12 or whatever, and I was in middle school. Dude, I should have thought about, why didn't I invest my 4 pennies into the housing market right after the crash? Dude, true. Biggest mistake I've ever made. So true. I love when you do the excursions to other topics. Oh, thanks. Most Americans can't afford a $500 emergency, and this fucker is like spewing this bullshit. I know. And then, so the other thing too is like to have the audacity to say this nonsense, and then to say like these Zoomers are buying $28 lunches. It's like, okay, let's talk about a couple things. First and foremost, we're not going to talk about grocery prices. I'm not saying groceries are more expensive than getting food outside. At this point, they're a little bit cheaper, obviously. And it depends on what you're making, obviously. But let me just say, let me just say, to assume that people aren't so overworked that they can easily just, you know, make the time to constantly cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner for themselves and then show up for their 8-hour shift and also keep the rest of their life in order and that there are no other responsibilities ever is such a joke. Like, it's just such a fucking joke. All right? Like, it's just so... Is he saying 28 is too much or too little? Too much. Like, I'm sorry, dude. Especially if you work in a service industry, you are so exhausted and drained by the time you show up home. And God forbid, you have to... Like, a lot of these things would be mitigated if you made some money, if your employer wasn't so shit, if customers weren't so shit, if you didn't have to live off of a dual income, if... There was one other thing that I was going to say. Oh, if you didn't have to drive. But, like, there are so many jobs in this country where you're expected to just be treated like garbage. Go home and be totally good and, like, get back on your grind set the second you get home. Probably the worst version of this, I had a friend who worked, like, retail. She worked in, like, a mall. And she said she would come home from work on, like, Friday at the end of her work week. Or I think technically her work week ended on Saturday. And she would literally just come home at like 8 p.m. and just cry. Because she was just so exhausted and tired and drained. And she's like, I don't have energy to fucking clean my apartment. I don't have energy to go and make myself dinner or to go and make myself lunch and pack it for tomorrow. Like, I don't have the energy to do that. Like, I'm sorry. I just don't have it in me anymore. Like, what the fuck? Oh, yes, just don't be a human being. Just be a robot that you can wake up at 6 a.m., make yourself breakfast and make yourself lunch, pack your lunch. I hope you work somewhere where there's like a fridge that you can store your lunch. Work and deal with the terrible conditions of work for X amount of time. And let me just say, maybe I just love food too much because I'm a fat bitch when it comes to food. I love food. It is so depressing when all of your coworkers get like some tasty ass lunch, like everyone gets Chipotle or something, and you brought like a protein shake and like a bag of chips or something, or like the saddest sandwich. It's like, I just had to clock in like 4 hours or 5 hours, and now everyone else is going to go eat lunch that actually smells and looks good, and I want to hang out with them during my lunch break, and I'm going to eat this depressing ass food. Oh, yay, tuna salad again. Yay. Okay, just be a robot. Just don't be a human being. And then, oh, don't worry, guys. Today I really mixed it up. I brought a salad that's kind of soggy now because it's been sitting there for 4 hours, and a banana. No, guys, I wouldn't want to get Chipotle. No. I wouldn't want that. No. It's the most relatable you've ever been. I mean, I tried bringing, when I was going to school and working at the same time, I tried bringing lunch to school with me. And I tried bringing lunch to work with me. And it's like, by the time it's time to eat the food has gotten kind of soggy. Like, God forbid you bring a salad. You can't bring salads. You can't pack salads. Even if you separate everything, the lettuce gets like wilted by the time it's time to eat it. So then what are your options if not that? You can't bring any food that's like perishable if you don't have a fridge. So like no meat, right? If you like, for example, again, if you go to college, if you go to college and you go to your classes and you don't have a fridge, no chicken, no beef, no meat. No meat. Okay. What is left? PB&J. I don't like PB&Js. I don't like PB&Js. They're not filling. And I don't want to eat a PB&J at the end of like 4 hours of classes. Like, it just doesn't give me enough energy. Not filling. Have you guys had a PB&J? It's like 1,000 calories, and I can easily eat like 7 PB&Js right after. L take. Okay, like I said, maybe you guys didn't understand me when I said I'm a fat bitch. Like, I need volume in my food or I will be hungry. Okay? I'm sorry, a sandwich this big, it doesn't matter how much peanut butter is in that. I'm not getting full after a sandwich this big. I need volume with my food. I need an actual fucking meal. All right? Okay, so then what else is there to bring with you? Like, literally, the only thing that's left is, like, a banana that I found was, like, a banana. And at one point, I started bringing a banana and pretzels with me. That's it. That's what I would bring for lunch. I would bring a banana and some pretzels. Yogurt. If you don't have a fridge, yogurt's going to go bad. No, guys. I don't want to get Chinese takeout. I actually just wanted to have this tiny Ziploc of pretzels and this banana I packed. I actually don't want to eat anything else. No. Mm-mm. I don't want to do that. Gruel. Yes. Bag of microwavable popcorn. Dude, popcorn is one of those things that's like fun to eat, but it doesn't actually give you energy. Like, I feel like after I eat popcorn, I just want to like fall asleep. Like, I don't actually get, it doesn't feel like it provides me any energy. More oatmeal. God, no, dude. No. Have you tried holographic meatloaf? Oh, true. So, like, those are your options if you don't have a fridge. If you don't have a fridge, you're basically fucked. And the jobs I've worked where there was no fridge, there's nothing you could, like, again, if I packed my lunch that day, it was a banana and pretzels. If you have a fridge and a microwave, if you work in like an office and you have a fridge and a microwave, I guess you can make sandwiches. And you can make like, you can bring like yogurt. And that's like not as bad. But you still have to like make the food ahead of time, right? If you wake up early and then you have an hour commute to your job and then you have to work for 8 hours and then you have an hour commute back, there's like these great TikToks on this shit of like working a 9 to 5. There's this one TikTok that I was thinking of where it's like, it's this dude and he wakes up, he gets ready for work, he goes to work, he shows up, it's already 6 p.m., he showers, it's like 6:45 or like 6:30. He like makes dinner, it's like 7:30. He eats dinner with like one episode of like a TV show, it's already 8 p.m. He like does a load of laundry or like puts the dishes to wash or like does like one other thing. And then it's like, it's already like 9 p.m. It's time to sleep. It's like, oh, okay. Cool. Nice. It's literally me each night. It's like, when are you exactly supposed, oh, I guess you should have just thought of having an hour less of sleep and wake up an hour early and plan your food. And come up with, you know, interesting, tasty food that won't make you feel depressed at work. I don't know. I'm sorry. It makes me so pissed off when I hear this shit. It's like, it's just not realistic. It's not realistic to expect people to never be able to take sick days off, never have vacation time. The only time that they have off is weekends sometimes. And by the way, if you work a job that isn't Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, you don't have weekends. If you work service work, you work weekends. And no social life. And you still have to take care of all the stuff that has to get taken care of, like dishes and laundry, and if anything to do with pets, and basic cleaning and basic maintenance. And your solution is, you know what? You guys are still living too well. You shouldn't be allowed to go out and eat lunch. You don't work hard enough. You spend your entire life working, but it's not enough. Are we like joking? Like, it's just such a fuck you. It's just like, I hate I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate you, Kevin O'Leary. I fucking hate you.
I mean, that's really stupid. And so for a young person, a young woman or man, don't do that. Start putting, just buy the minimum stuff. And another thing I learned from my mother, this is interesting because I saw it happen at her death. She, would buy 2 Chanel jackets a year.
Oh, she bought 2 Chanel jackets a year. Guys, that's only 10 grand a year. Duh. I work as a server. I do 9 to 5 as a quality control specialist for small fashion brand. This is hitting far too close to home. I'm about to cry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Really expensive Chanel jackets, handmade Chanel jackets. I do business with Chanel because of, the legacy of my mother and the whole Coco Chanel thing in watches. I love those guys. And her theory was this will never get old. And it never did. A classic vintage Chanel jacket from the 50s that's well kept is worth a fortune today. The classic, it still wears beautiful.
Literally the only value this guy has to society is if we could Patrick Star Peanut him. Then this guy would provide value in society. As punishment for making everybody else suffer, having to hear him speak, we can throw peanuts at him.
Beautifully. They're so well made. So she wouldn't buy crap. She'd buy really good stuff, but just small amounts of it. And over the years, she'd built up this portfolio.
Oh, it's just 10 grand, just a small amount of 10 grand.
Of amazing clothing. And when she died, the women in our family had a cat fight over her portfolio. Unbelievable.
Is that in part why you have so many watches?
Oh, man, thank you for the gift sub to Peanut.
I've noticed you have a watch on either wrist right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty big in watches. I mean, but watches to me, every piece I have marks something in my life that was important. A deal, a child, graduation, something, every piece. I've got a lot of watches.
How many have you got?
I don't even say anymore because of the insurance policy I have. I got a lot.
Do you invest in, you're talking about your mother's investing strategy, and one of the things you said is she invested in dividend stocks.
Yes.
I actually hate him. I have nothing nice to say. I have nothing nice to say about this man. Nothing. Nothing. I can usually find one nice thing to say about someone. I can't. Nothing. He said deal before birth of his child. Normal. 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 I have no words, man. His mom bought a $15,000 jacket every year, and he's lecturing you for buying a $25 lunch. And again, it wouldn't be a big deal if there was any other metrics involved or anything else to mitigate this. So for example, if people actually were able to take vacation days, if Americans had the type of vacationing that French people had, where they get 17 weeks off or whatever bullshit they've currently burned down half of France for, it wouldn't be such a big deal that you would have to work and grind so much the other days of the year. Or if we had healthcare, or if you worked 4 days a week instead of 5 days a week, or if commuting was just a 15-minute train ride or a 30-minute train ride, or you had public transport, or if any of these things, right? If there was anything to mitigate the amount of effort and time and work people put in, or even the fact if working this hard actually was enough to sustain a family, right? If you could have a household on a single income, then that wouldn't be such a big deal, because you would have one person actually doing all of the things that need to get done anytime you live in a home, and the other person would work outside for income to pay for rent and for savings or whatever. But because it's feasible that one person works. If you have 2 people that live in a home, it's feasible for one person to work And the other person makes like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, makes sure that like laundry is always done, dishes are always done, home is always clean, you know, everything is always taken care of. Because that becomes a full-time job, right? And then it's like, oh, okay, thank you for packing me my lunch. Great. And you actually get to eat stuff that's good. But like, I'm sorry, in like a dual income household, like, come on, dude. Like, literally fuck off. I just can't. And then especially in the world where it's, if groceries were substantially less expensive, I would kind of understand. I'd be like, okay. But like, I don't know if you guys have, like, okay, so one such example. If you get like chicken tenders from somewhere, right? Or you get like a chicken sandwich from somewhere, it's at any place you go to, it's probably going to be like at least $10. Right? Making it at home, well, it's not like that's like $1 to make that chicken sandwich. Like a good chicken tender, like let's say it's like a big chicken tender for a sandwich. That on its own is probably like at least $2 or $3, right? Given the prices of chicken. And then the bun is probably like at least another like 30, 40, 50 cents. And then like the sauces and stuff, you can add the sauces and the salad and the tomatoes and everything else. And the pickles, you could probably add at least like another 50 cents to $1. So like maybe it's half the price. If it was like 50 cents to have the food compared to $25, I'd be like, oh, okay, that's real. That's real. That's true. But it's not even that way, dude. You mean a chicken burger? No, a chicken sandwich. What the hell? But yeah, the only way also to make stuff cheap is to buy it in bulk and eat it every single day for a week. And also never buy any like fruits and vegetables that will go bad. Also, they're talking about dividend stocks. You know how many shares you would need to own before you make any return? Just have all of the money. Duh. Did you consider that? Just have the money first. Duh. So yeah, I just can't. It pisses me off, man. Pisses me off. You know how mad it makes me when I buy like a thing of salad and it's barely been like 3 days. Like I'll buy like the box of greens or I'll buy like some romaine lettuce or something and it's been like 3 days and I've eaten it every day and then it's already like wilting. I'm like, God fucking damn it. I just got this. I just got this. God fucking damn it. Anyways, I just wanted to complain about that. I really do. You really don't hate, billionaires enough. You don't hate them enough. However much you hate them, it's not enough. I don't think the video is going to load. We already watched it. Okay, and then guys, look. I'm so proud. I'm always so excited to show you guys stuff that I worked on. I feel like it's like look, I feel like I'm coming to school and I'm how do I when I make content off of stream and I show it to you guys, I feel like I'm going to school for show and tell. And I'm showing you guys. It's exciting. I don't know if, you know what I mean? Like a cat showing off their dead bird. Exactly. It's like, look what I got for you. Look what I got for you. I was bad at show and tell. Well, did you bring stuff to show? Okay. This one's going on the fridge. That's what I'm saying. All right, check this out. And I will be stealing all of my own content. That's right. I don't plan to pause a single time for my own content. Okay? That's right. Hope the volume's okay. So I just read all 192 pages of the DNC autopsy report so that you don't have to, and let me just say, it is as bad as you think that it is. For those of you that remember that interview with Ken Martin, let me jog your memory for those of you that might have forgotten.
You criticized the DNC's refusal to release their 2016 autopsy as exactly what not to do, and then promised your 2024 autopsy would be different. Your exact quote was, "Of course it will be released." Why not release the full report? What's in the report that you wouldn't want
Well, first off,
to
there's no,
publicize?
there's no smoking gun in the report.
But if there's no smoking gun, why wouldn't you just release it then?
Because we want to keep the focus on the lessons.
So apparently that was a fucking lie, and the real reason it wasn't released was because the report was fucking ass. Here's Ken Martin saying, "When I received the report late last year, it wasn't ready for prime time, not even close, and because no source material was provided, fixing it would have meant starting over from the beginning, every conversation, interview, and data set." Okay, then do that. That's your job. You're in the DNC. Can you imagine this shit flying at literally any other job where you're told to do something, you fuck it up, and then you just give up, and you're like, "Oh well, sorry boss man, I messed it up the one time, so I'm just never gonna try again." But that's not all. It gets even better. The report itself is horrible. The vast majority of it is stuff that Democrats should have learned from the Hillary Clinton campaign. Like, they have entire sections talking about how, like, quote, "Definition is essential. Voters need to know what you'll do and why you're running. Clear accomplishments and concrete plans matter more than vibes." Are we serious? Like, are we just be so fucking for real with me right now? You needed a report to learn that? To learn that candidates should have clear goals? This one's good too. Enthusiasm gap was predictable. Harris' campaign appears to have relied on Trump being unacceptable rather than building an affirmative case for Harris. Base voters needed reasons to vote for Harris as well as against Trump. Again, did we not learn this from the Hillary Clinton campaign? You actually have to run on a platform that motivates people to go vote for you. But I think the most offensive thing about the entire report— Stop saying this spined person. Stop. I will flip the videos in the future. Is that in all 192 pages, which are all terrible, there is no mention of Gaza and there is no mention of Israel, especially considering the fact that the IMEU report that was conducted by YouGov literally showed that 29% of voters that voted for Biden in 2020 but didn't vote for Harris in 2024 stated Israel and Gaza's genocide as a major reason for not voting for Harris. What? We're not going to mention that. We're not going to mention that. The elephant is parading around the room, destroying all of your furniture, screaming at you to address it, and you're just like, "No, I can't address it. I can't. No. No. All right, dude. Okay." So wait, that was the video. Did you guys like the video? I worked really hard on it. I spent all of my free time yesterday working on this video. Sorry, the audio is kind of crunchy. I'm recording that audio with my phone. And obviously the audio for stream is like really nice and smooth because I have like a whole ass mixer and a cloud lifter and a Shure. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I wish there was a way to make the audio better without having to record on a second device. But anyways, yeah. Yeah, I hope you guys liked it. The purple wall on the opposite side is breaking my brain. Sorry. You can connect your mice to smartphone. My mice. Oh, my mic. My mic. Okay. I was like, what is that gonna, how is that gonna help me? I guess it would make editing on my phone easier, but I don't really understand. I like how you use different special effects to give yourself a different shirt and stuff. Shut up, dude. Shut up. Anyways, well, yeah, if you guys like, you know, if you guys use other platforms, you know, you want to support the content and stuff. I am trying to get like daily uploads on other platforms. I am trying to do that. I don't know if how many days in a row I can do it, but I am trying to get like daily uploads on Instagram for starters. So it would be cool if you know, supported it and juiced it and commented and liked it and stuff like that. So I would appreciate it. You should do more content in full rhyme. True. All right. So for any of you guys who, well, I feel like I summarized it pretty well. Obviously, there's a lot more, so we'll do the full stream segment. And there was so much stuff that I wanted to talk about, but you can't even do videos shorter than, or for short form content, you have to like make it under 3 minutes, or just they won't recommend the content, which is cringe as hell. But you guys all remember that one interview that Ken Martin did on Pod Save America. I feel like I highlighted it pretty well. I can't believe he went on there and was like, let me just pull it up so you guys can see the full part where he's like, no, we're just focusing on the lessons. We're focusing on the lessons. The lessons is what we're focusing on. Hold up. And what was the conclusion of the report? That we need better messaging. And we didn't, there were some parts in it that were like so stupid. Like they didn't learn anything. They learned a negative amount, but we'll get into it. First, reminder, this shit.
For a bullet.
And this is important because this video is the reason that he states, or like this is a big part of the reason why it eventually did get released.
Ken Martin, thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thanks for having me back on, John. It was great to see you the other night at the Grinder party of all parties. It was amazing.
I know. I wish they hadn't run out of alcohol by the time I arrived, but that's neither here nor there. Quick bit of context for listeners. This all came about because you expressed some frustration about...
this is the first time I've heard that. The Grinder party.
Criticism of the DNC coming from our direction.
I thought that was a GOP thing. I thought they usually did that at the RNC.
Appreciate you coming on to talk about it directly. I'll just say up front, we share the goal of making sure Democrats win everywhere, especially the White House in 2028. I also very much understand you've got one of the hardest jobs in politics that you took at an especially tough time for the party. But I do want to press you on some specific things because I think the stakes are too high not to. Does that sound fair?
Sounds great, John. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So I want to start with the 2024 autopsy, which you call an after-action review. When you won the chairmanship in February of 25, you criticized the DNC's refusal to release their 2016 autopsy as exactly what not to do. You said, quote, was there any utility in doing that? And then promised your 2024 autopsy would be different. Your exact quote was, of course it will be released.
Can you imagine someone pulling up the fucking logs and being like, is this you? See, I do have your exact quote, which is, of course it will be released.
Why did you change your mind on that?
Well, look, I mean, what I said all along, even when I ran for this position, is that we were going to focus on the things that will help us win the upcoming election, right? Making sure that we learn the right lessons that could help inform our victories. And that's what we've done. We said this when we sent out the press release back in November saying we weren't going to release the report. We were going to actually keep our focus on those lessons. And we released those lessons. We continue to do that. And it's important for me, instead of navel gazing and looking backwards and trying to relitigate 2024, I don't know about you, John, but I don't have a time machine. I don't think you do. No one does. So we can't.
And what were the lessons that we were informed of, bro?
Change what happened in 24. The only thing we can do is actually change what happens in the future, including the 26 election cycle, 28 and beyond. That means we do need to learn the lessons. We need to make sure they help inform our decisions that we're making. And we've been releasing those. We released them just a couple months ago in our playbook, which if you want to look at that, go to dnc.org/playbook, and you can get an example of some of the lessons. We've been releasing them with our donors and with activists and party leaders. We've been talking about what those lessons are, and we've actually been putting those lessons into action. And so it's not completely accurate to say that we didn't release that. Where we're keeping our focus is on the lessons that can actually help us win.
Hey, so you guys said you were going to release the report. Well, that's not accurate that we... Oh, sorry. You guys said you were going to release the report and then you didn't. Why the change? Well, that's not accurate because we released the lessons. You said you were going to release the report, but we released the lessons. Okay, so like I just said, you said you were going to release the report.
But on this show in August, you told me this about releasing the review, quote, we have to do it to give people who invested so much time, energy, and money a sense of what happened and why we lost.
Correct.
Especially why we lost. So what changed between August and December? I understand there are lessons, but those are not the full report. Why not release the full report? What's in the report that you wouldn't want
Well, first off,
to publicize?
there's no smoking gun in the report, and I know that's what everyone's so eager to learn. The smoking gun. Guess what, John?
But if there's no smoking gun, why wouldn't you just release it then?
Because we want to keep the focus on the lessons. Because what ends up happening here is that people, of course, want to weaponize the report in a way to look backwards, to point fingers, place blame in a way that actually doesn't keep us focused on the upcoming election.
Well, maybe some people should be blamed for the atrocious campaign Kamala Harris ran. Maybe there should be some people blamed.
Instead, the navel gazing of focusing backwards actually takes us backwards. We're 189 days from this election, John. What we don't need to be focused on is actually relitigating 2024. What we need
Isn't that the whole point of the report, to relitigate 2024? Wasn't that the point?
to do is learn the lessons of 24 and the years preceding that can help us win this upcoming election. That's why we've been releasing them. That's why we've been focused in on actually putting those lessons into action. And there's nothing that I told.
He says, navel gazing again, I will kill myself. No, don't say that in chat.
Told you in August that is inaccurate. We've been sharing those lessons out with donors. We've been talking about this with party leaders and activists and others and organizations. And
that's the meat of it. That's really good. And he's just like, the lessons. We have to focus on the lessons. The lessons, John. Think of the lessons. Okay, so there's that. And the reason to show that is because eventually the reason why it got released is because the DNC chair was like, oh, guys, I didn't know that saying I wasn't going to release it was bad. Oopsie. Here's the full statement. I was elected chair of the DNC 3 months after one of the most painful and consequential election losses for Democrats in modern history. It was a punch to the gut and people were pissed off. How we all asked, could Democrats have lost to Donald Trump again? How did we blow through billions of dollars? And where do we go from here? When I commissioned a comprehensive review of the 2024 election, I started a process to answer those questions while interrogating where our party has systemically and historically fallen short. I don't want that process led by anyone directly tied to the 24 cycle, either the campaign or the consultants involved. I did not want to put my own thumb on the scale for what might be produced. What I did ask for were actionable takeaways for the future. I wanted real, in-depth, specific recommendations to improve our allocation of resources, tech, data, organizing, media strategy, and more. I chose someone who I thought could produce this type of report. Now, can I say something really quickly also? He says that he commissioned this report. There was so much stuff I wanted to put in that YouTube, that Instagram video, but I just didn't have the, there's just not that much space in there. But they don't specify, there's like a part in this interview where he's like, sorry.
But the one single thing that we should have done differently that's going to actually help us win in the future. There is no one single thing that cost Kamala the election. There is no one single thing that we can do to help us win the upcoming election. There's a number of lessons for sure that will help us win in 26 and beyond. But again, I understand what you're saying, John. We'll just have to agree to disagree on this because, we have already started to put those lessons into action. I'm proud of the results of what we've seen over the last year and a half since I've been elected. We have significant wind at our back, and we're going to continue to move forward. And we're going to continue to put those lessons we've learned into action, and I hope others will start to do the same.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out because it certainly doesn't seem.
He says lessons the way that that one guy, Ty Lopez, says knowledge.
Like anyone's looking for one single silver bullet because it's a 200-page report. So I feel like on a 200-page report, there's a lot of lessons for everyone to take. And if you're going to operationalize it, then I think the question is, are you operationalizing it on behalf of people who didn't actually get to see the report? So, do they know what they're agreeing to when they operationalize lessons from the report if they haven't been able to read the report?
John, you're proving the point.
What's the point?
What point is the obsession on the report without actually focusing in on the lessons. People believe there's some sort of magic silver bullet in there that's going to solve all of our ills at the Democratic Party. There's not.
Is this an Onion video? Am I being trolled? Did Pod Save America recently rebrand as a satire agency or something, or like a satire journal? Like, I don't. So this interview was from April 28th, 2026, just for some frame of reference.
And I understand.
I don't think there's going to be a magic silver
bullet.
bullet, though. Who thinks that? No one thinks it's good. No one thinks there's a magic silver bullet. It's a 200-page report. You interviewed people in 50 states. You spent a lot of donor money on it. I think people are probably wondering, like,
we didn't spend a lot of donor money on that, and that's just inaccurate.
You spent a couple $100,000 on it, right?
No, we did not.
It was a free report.
We did not spend a couple $100,000 on that. The person and people who were involved in it were not paid to do this work. And so I will just say that's inaccurate, John. So I appreciate, I'm not.
So. Okay, so. Wait, can I ask a question? I can ask a question. What universe makes any of these answers okay? This is kind of like a lose-lose situation, but like, we didn't pay anyone to make this report. Doesn't that mean that like the work is probably not going to be very good? Like, who are you going to find that, okay. And like, also, shouldn't you pay them? What the fuck? Second, do I want to know the number of, like, do I even want to know how much was spent on this? And also, second, he says, this is actually a pretty good interview. My boy John, interviewer, over here, saying, you spent like $100,000 on it, right? And then he doesn't say, no, it was free. He says, we didn't spend $100,000 on it. It's like, how much did you spend on it? Tulsi Gabbard just resigned. Life is good, dude. Life is good. She's going to be replaced by Tulsi Gabbard, too.
A 200-page report. You interviewed people in 50 states. You spent a lot of donor money on it. I think people are probably wondering, like,
we didn't spend a lot of donor money on that, and that's just inaccurate.
You spent a couple $100,000 on it, right?
No, we did not.
It was a free report.
We did not spend a couple $100,000.
So he says, so it was a free report, and he doesn't say yes. He says, we didn't spend a couple $100,000 on it. It's like, so how much did you spend on it?
$1,000 on that. The person and people who were involved in it were not paid to do this work. And so I will just say that's inaccurate, John. So I appreciate, I'm not sure where you would even get that number. And so did you have some sort of record that shows we spent any money on that?
I've seen reporting that you did spend money on it. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, that's inaccurate. Okay, the person we asked to do this is an unpaid advisor to the DNC. And so I appreciate where it's coming from, John, but let's just trade in facts on this, right? The reality is we did talk to, hundreds of people. It was an exhaustive.
Isn't that bad? Isn't it bad that you had an unpaid advisor? First name chat, last name GPT.
Hundreds of people. It was an exhaustive exercise to really get.
You see, Schumer just spent $9 million on a Democrat in the safest district ever because of AI. I need to rebrand myself as like the first real AI streamer so that politicians will speak to me on where to spend their money. And I'm like, as this trustworthy AI that knows everything, I think you should spend $10 million on this broadcast. That'll help you win the election.
What are those key lessons?
No more lessons. No more lessons. No more lessons. No more lessons. That's enough lessons. So let's finish up this statement that he made. He says, when I received the report late last year, it wasn't ready for prime time, not even close because no source material was provided. Fixing it would have meant starting over from the beginning. If your job as DNC chair is to try and win elections and then figure out why you're losing elections, and then you work on this report and the report is cheeks, and you're like, well, we can't fucking release the dog water, then get another report, then start over. Hello? Like, genuinely, imagine being a fucking chef at a restaurant and like someone orders chicken parm and then it's raw in the middle and you're like, ooh, I can't serve that, it's raw. And like the table is just like waiting for their food and waiting for their food and waiting for their food. And then they like call the manager. They're like, dude, we still haven't gotten our food. And then the manager comes to talk to you and he's like, hey, do you make the chicken parm? And you're like, oh, it wasn't good. I did. And it just like wasn't good. So I didn't want to send it out. And you're like, well, it's been an hour. Did you refire it? Huh? Did you refire it? Like, okay, it wasn't, are you gonna make their chicken parm? Like, where's the new chicken parm? Oh, you wanted me to make a new one. Oh, but the thing is, I did learn some lessons from that one. I gave them a note that was talking about how raw chicken is not safe to eat. So we learned some lessons. It's like, I don't give a fuck about the lessons. Your job is not to give me lessons, man. Oh my God. Gaza wasn't even in the questionnaire, dude. We're getting there. We're getting there. This is the TikTok was the abridged version. We're getting there. At the time, Democrats had just came off of a series of wins in November's off-year elections. Midterm season was about to start in December. I announced we would shelve the report, and I meant what I said at the time. I didn't think dwelling on 2024 or looking backwards so late in the game helped us to win elections. At the end of the day, winning elections is my job. Okay. So true. So you shouldn't be held accountable ever. In short, I didn't want to create a distraction. Ironically, in doing so, I ended up creating an even bigger distraction. And for that, I sincerely apologize. Translation, I went on Pod Save America, one of the most libbed up podcasts, by the way, and then made a total fool of myself because I just kept going on and on about with the lessons. Well, the lessons, we're learning about the lessons. The lessons. I am not proud of this product. It doesn't meet my standards and it won't meet yours. I don't endorse what's in this report or what's left out of it. I could not in good faith put the DNC stamp of approval on it, but transparency is paramount. So today I am releasing the report as I received it in its entirety, unedited and unabridged, with annotations for claims that couldn't be verified. Wait, if you're not proud of the product, why not make a new product? We don't even have, like, Gavin Newsom hasn't put in the ticket for running. Like, he hasn't mentioned or said he's going to run. AOC hasn't said she's going to run. None of these people have said they're going to run. Like, there's time. We still have time to write a new report, man. I just don't. And then it's like, yeah, going back to the analogy, can you imagine? You know, like, you're getting chewed out. You made this raw chicken parm. And you're like, got it. You know what? Boss man, I hear you. 1 second. Let me dig it out of the trash. All right. Nice in its raw state still. And then you go out to the table and you're like, I want you to know this doesn't meet my standard. And it won't meet yours. Here you go. What? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Sure, man. You can read it here, and then here are the lessons. Here are the lessons. We can't just be anti-Trump. We need to have an affirmative agenda to sell the American people. Why did you need to spend a year and a half learning that? You needed a report? You needed a report to learn that? To learn that? Really? Really? Like, did we not learn that from Clinton's campaign? I just don't understand. What the fuck is happening? The Clinton campaign was literally betting on the fact that they didn't have to run on any policy because people wouldn't vote for Trump. Because there's no way people would vote for Trump. You said that just like the AI voice guy. No worries. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Ah, got it. Ah, I see. We can't stop campaigning at the end of an election cycle. We have to always be on. Our Republican counterparts are running campaigns 365 days a year. And by the way, it's crazy to say all this shit and not mention Mamdani. Because Mamdani is like doing all of these things. Like, we can't stop campaigning at the end of an election cycle. The fact that Mamdani, even though he's already taken office, he's constantly talking about all the things that they're working on. And he's doing his best to achieve his promises and talk about, like, hey, we just filled up this many, you know, every pothole filled. Thousands filled. 16 inches plowed. Twitch stream live. Like, I don't know if you guys saw that one really cute video that he did where he was on like basketball courts and he was like, we're going to fix all these basketball courts. And we're going to fix all of this stuff. And we're going to fix all this stuff. Like, he didn't just take a break. Or like fixing the New York City deficit. He didn't just take a break from like the media side of the elected official position just because he was in, that's just because he is now mayor and he won the election. He's still actually constantly informing the people and making it as accessible and digestible as possible. We can no longer take our voters for granted. Communities that have been considered mobilization targets, like young voters, need to be treated like persuasion targets. Like, so much of this is just like, what the fuck? I just have no words. I like have no words. How did we not already know all of this from Hillary Clinton? Okay. All right, man. And then anyways, it continues here. We are winning elections and we are changing this party for the better. And now we need to repair trust. I hope this is a start. No, it is not. So I can show you guys some of the report. There's a lot of it about like the campaign finances, and I don't particularly care that much about a lot of the pages that are about the campaign finances. So I'll try and give you guys some of the highlights that are pretty good. Spoiler alert, by the way, there is nothing in the conclusion section. It's just, the conclusion is gone, people. The conclusion is just gone. Also, yeah, your left flank is winning elections, not you. Yep. But there's a lot of blah, blah, blah. Oh my God. Like, such a dog shit report. Let me read to you some of the drivel that's in here. In every election cycle, the two major parties and hundreds of outside groups invest enormous resources and energy trying to define the terrain for voter choice. What happens at the presidential level certainly impacts down-ballot contests, yet candidates across the ballot in both parties will seek to define choices for voters in their specific election. From those choices, the voters will decide which choice is most resonant. One party declares itself the winner, and the other party declares that the fight is far from finished. What in the trash? There are many books already written and many more to come, presenting analysis of what happened for both sides, the efficacy of strategies advanced, decisions made, and actions taken during the presidential campaign. These analyses, in order to present a thorough picture of the will of the people and the choices they made, must extend beyond the presidential campaign to include those strategies, decisions, and actions taken by other federal, state, and local candidates on ballots nationwide to examine why so many were able to succeed where others came up short. It reads like a kid's fanfic. I just can't. And there's so much that's just like, just yapping. There's so much prologue, man. But we can continue. Also, a lot of it's inaccurate, by the way. Like, they wrote this, so this is the report that was written by I forget the name of the guy, Rivera or something. I want to say it's like Paul Rivera or something. And he got fired, by the way, which is hilarious. But the version that the DNC released is one that's filled with, by the way, this is wrong, and this, and this, and this. Like this part. And 270,607 votes across 4 states decided the presidency. Numbers appear inaccurate based on public data. Okay, so let's skip ahead to some of the other parts that I thought were kind of entertaining. There's a lot of just like, by the way, this is inaccurate, and this, and this, and this. This one's pretty good. The person who wrote the report, talking about, nowhere was this more apparent than in the 2022 Georgia Senate election, where Republicans supported Herschel Walker to take on incumbent Democrat Warnock, despite a series of false and unverifiable claims by Walker, as well as the near complete absence of comprehensive policy agenda. Endorsements by Trump and Mitch McConnell were enough to take the Senate race to a runoff where neither candidate was able to claim 50% of the vote in the first round. This is a blatant attempt by the Republican power base to take advantage of name recognition and tough economic conditions to push through an unqualified candidate whose job would have been little more than rubber stamping the president's agenda. In 2022, Joe Biden was president. Okay. All right. And then it talks about like a bunch of governor races, and it talks about how, like, guys, I don't know if you know this, but some people, some voters They just vote based on the person they like. They don't vote based on party. Did you guys know that that's how some voters work? Yeah. We didn't know that. We didn't know that there are a lot of voters that would vote for some people on the Republican side and some people on the Democrat side. What? Okay. And then this part, like they almost... Where is it? Like this part. The national campaign appears to have assumed Trump was so unacceptable that persuadable voters would automatically vote Democrat. Okay. All right. Great. Going negative works. The national campaign did not effectively drive Trump's negatives, and the White House did not effectively support Vice President Harris over 3.5 years to improve her standing before the candidate switch. Okay, how do you talk about the Joe Biden's second attempt at running and not mention the fact that voters were really unhappy about that? Like, by the way, that's not mentioned in this report. The fact that Biden ran again without the consent of the party and with many voters saying Biden should not run again. Like, it was like every day for years. Biden should not run again. He cannot win. Biden should not run again. Biden should not run again. And then you guys decided you didn't care. You were going to run Biden again anyways. And then last minute switched it out by throwing Kamala Harris in there and then proceeded to not have her stand apart from Biden in any way, shape, or form. And then proceeded to just be like, can you believe Trump? What a guy. We can't vote for that guy. Why not talk about all the terrible things that Trump did in his presidency? Why not talk about how Trump, like, there are so many things that they could have done to point out, like, how Trump made Americans' lives worse, and they just didn't do that. They're like, he's orange, am I right? Did I mention that he's a felon? Okay. All right. This part was just like, this is so off. This is like the wrong lesson to learn. Some of the lessons that were learned, this is the wrong lesson to learn. The male voter problem was solvable. Stein won 51% of the men, while Harris won 40%. That 11-point gap suggests fundamentally different approaches to male voter engagement. Harris' campaign appears to have focused heavily on women. This isn't even true. This was actually one of the best things about the Harris campaign, which is that there wasn't a lot of id poll about women, or like about the fact that she was like a woman running for president. That was actually one of the downfalls of the Hillary Clinton campaign. So this isn't even accurate. Like, her campaign wasn't even heavily focused on women. They made an active effort to not hyper focus on women, and they made a focus on like abortion rights, but that's not focusing on necessarily exclusively women. Second, because she didn't even talk about gender. And she also didn't even talk about race either. Like, once or twice in passing. And the second thing too is like, if you just run on good policy, you don't have to run on gendered policy. Mamdani did not run on like, we need to do something about young men in this country. I'm here for young men. He said this city is unaffordable. We're going to make the city livable for every New Yorker. Every New Yorker. I don't care who you voted for. I don't care what your job is. I want to make the city good for you. I want you to be able to pay rent. I want you to have a job with benefits. I want you to be able to take the train without delays. Like, how about you just speak to voters instead of trying to be like, well, we need to speak to men. We need to speak to women. We need to speak to... No, just speak to voters. Waltz was actually the only one that effectively attacked Trump and then they fucking muzzled him. It's insane. It's insane to me. This one too, about rural miscalculation. Harris wrote off rural America, assuming urban/suburban margins would compensate. Why? I just... again, we needed a whole ass report to tell you should speak to all people and say, I don't care who you voted for. I don't care what your values are. I want you to live well. I want this country to care about you the way that you care for this country. And then the Kamala Harris campaign was like, okay, what if we brought on Liz Cheney? Republicans like her, right? What if we brought on Liz Cheney? That should work, right? That's basically speaking to rural Americans. It's like, no, it's not. Oh my God. And then here, Harris struggled with definition beyond not Trump and prosecutor versus felon. Truncated campaign timeline didn't help. Campaign didn't resolve how. There's another thing too. This doesn't mention any of the part about how like, wait, sorry, I had the point and then I lost it immediately. Oh, they don't mention how latching on and like adopting Trump's policies only makes you seem like the weaker candidate. It's not mentioned here at all, and it should be mentioned because it's a big reason, in my opinion, why she lost. Because people don't want, if you're talking to like the people who voted for Hitler, they don't want Hitler light. If Hitler's like telling all of these voters, yeah, the immigrants are destroying this country brick by brick, and you're like, I'm going to get rid of all of the immigrants. And you say, well, that guy's right, but I'm only going to get rid of like half the immigrants. Like, what are you doing? You're admitting that they're right, which they're not, and then saying you're going to do less. That's not an effect. In what world is that an effective strategy? Ever. The DNC doesn't have a messaging problem. They have a policy problem. Correct. You're letting yourself be defined by your opponent versus Mamdani, who's like, yeah, I want all these things. So when Fox News talks about him, they're like, can you believe this guy? Pull up his policies. Wants everyone to have health care. Wants everyone to be able to have child care so they can have kids. He wants buses to run on time. Wait, what's wrong with these points? All right. What's wrong with these points? What should I be saying about why these are bad? Oh, and he wants to tax the millionaires to pay for it. Wait, what is that? Isn't that like explaining how he's going to fund it? Oh, sorry, what we meant to say was he's brown. Sharia law coming to New York now. Mamdanistan. Like, when you make the policies on your turf, you put Fox News, the Republicans, the conservatives on the defensive. And being on the defensive is not where you want to be in election cycles. I mean, in general, but you don't want to be that. You want to be on the offensive and say, I don't care what they're talking about. They've lost their minds. I actually care about policies that are going to help you. This is what I want. I want this. I want this. I want this. And you don't even like, you only address them to point out the terrible things that they've done. And then, this is so amazing. Anti-Trump sentiment has limits. Build affirmative cases for candidates to drive enthusiasm instead of relying on reductive messaging. So a couple other highlights in here. Most of it is this. Most of it is just this garbage, by the way. This is pretty good. First of all, control find Gaza. 0 out of 0 results. Control find Palestine. 0 out of 0 results. Control find genocide. 0 out of 0 results. Control find Israel. 0 out of 0 results. Okay, interesting. I guess that wasn't important. Just must have not been important. Okay, and then finally, you guys want to see the conclusion? Conclusion. This section was not provided by the author. Truly, I am speechless. Truly, I am speechless. You write a 200-page report, and your conclusion is, I don't know. Mm. Mm. Okay. Nothing.
Nothing to say?
Nothing to say. No conclusion. No conclusion. All right. Okay. All right. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys because it was pretty awful and it made me really, like, am I supposed to think that Democrats are trying to win elections? I'm really not trying to be like a bitch about it, but like, am I supposed to believe that they're trying to win elections? Because it sure as fuck doesn't seem like it. I think their plan was to have lessons to cherry pick as they need to push their candidates and their center-left ideals. It's like, the other thing that's insane is everything that they described that the DNC should be doing is something that Mamdani did. And then when it came to vote blue no matter who, every single fucking establishment, Democrat, liberal piece of shit was like, oh, yeah, we're not endorsing you. No. We're not. No.
Liberal.
We're not. No. Mm-mm. It's crazy that they can go all shaggy and say, wasn't me the whole way through. 1, protect AIPAC. 2, win with moderate centrists. 3, lose election. How does this work exactly? I'm not sure. Yeah, I didn't catch up to that, I guess. Sorry. I guess the math ain't mathin', I'm gonna be honest. I can't wait until someone asks Kamala about this. She will fail so epically. This is how I feel, chat. This is how I feel. I feel like Hello Kitty Monster Energy Strawberry Milk. You guys feel that way? It's actually awesome. It looks like detergent. I like the contains caffeine. It's Monster Energy. Yeah. I sure fucking hope so. All right, wait. And then this is something I haven't covered at all, or I meant to cover yesterday, or I wanted to cover yesterday rather, but we didn't get a chance to cover it. You guys, I'm sure, have heard about the Slush Fund, the January 6th Slush Fund. The joke of these people committed fucking crimes, and now not only did they get a complete pass, but we're just stealing people's money to give it to... Okay, here you go.
Well, the halls of Congress are empty right now thanks to Donald Trump's proposed slush
I
fund.
really have to pee, chat. I'm just going to go pee real fast.
Republican Senate Majority Leader John Thune canceled a planned vote-a-rama on the party's ICE funding, a vehicle they also were maybe going to use to funnel taxpayer dollars at Trump's ballroom, unclear, and instead just said, we're done, we're out, sent the chamber home until June. Happy weekend, guys. Nice work if you can get it. Now, this followed an hours-long meeting with Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche, who came into the private Senate Republican caucus lunch, where a bunch of Republicans, some reporting says 25 members, got up and speak to him, dissatisfied with Blanche's answers about Trump's $1.8 billion seditionist boondoggle, and signaled they would help Democrats block both that and the ballroom funding. Then, after the meeting, reporters asked Thune if the White House had consulted him on either of these two main funding initiatives.
Well, it would have been nice if they had consulted. And I think they probably would have gotten plenty of advice from lots of folks about it. But it's water under the bridge now, and you play the hand you're dealt, and we'll sort it out from here. But obviously, it became a more complicated and bumpy path than we had hoped for.
Senator Chris Van Hollen's a Democrat of Maryland. He recently grilled the acting attorney general on that $1.8 billion fund during an appropriations hearing. Senator Van Hollen joins me now. So my understanding from the Senate caucus lunch, obviously you were not in there, it's the other caucus, was that they were pretty unhappy with this whole situation. I want to read you just a few more quotes here and get your reaction to what's going on that side. Tillis, imagine that, a fund that's set up to compensate people who assaulted Capitol police officers. People that had pled guilty to physical acts may actually be able to get compensated. How absurd is that coming out of my mouth? Here's Mitch McConnell. So the nation's top law enforcement official is asking for a slush fund to pay people who assault cops. Utterly stupid, morally wrong, take your pick. It does seem like they found a thing that they won't walk the plank for.
Well, Chris, I think what really upset them was maybe not so much the slush fund, although people like Tom Tillis, who are retiring, have been very vocal about it. But the fact that we were going to offer amendments to the bill that we were supposed to be working on tonight that would have put the question to them, do you want your taxpayer dollars used to make payments to people who have been convicted of violent crimes, including beating up police officers or people who were convicted child molesters? They didn't want to face those votes, and so they decided to go home instead.
I want to be clear about this because this is part of Senate procedure where it can get wonky. But basically, as they're moving through, there are these things we call vote-a-ramas, and it's a period where the minority party can offer amendments, and you got to vote on the amendments. And the way that the majority party gets through the vote-a-rama is you just party line vote all the other party's ones down, right? You were going to offer amendments like, should money go to people that assaulted police officers? Should money go to convicted child molesters? And they were going to have to vote, yes, money should go to them, is basically what you're saying.
And like, Chad, are we living in a simulation? Can you just tell me if that's happening? Can you please? Can you please? What, like, did you guys see this shit? This January 6er. We lost everything over January 6th. My husband, Jay Johnston, is an actor and a comedian with a career spanning over 3 decades. A lifetime of work in the entertainment industry disappeared overnight, replaced with a campaign designed to banish us from society completely. Networks and studios publicly blacklisted him before any charges or arrest. He was fired from Bob's Burgers and several other ongoing projects. Theaters around LA put up messages on their marquee. Social media filled up with thousands of death threats and hateful messages. Friends disappeared. We were debanked. Everything we worked for was gone. By far the most overused and most incorrectly used term is debanked, but we'll continue. He went from working in Hollywood for decades to doing handyman jobs just to survive. Federal agents raided our home at dawn. They dragged us out of bed in our underwear at gunpoint and forced him to kneel in the dirt while the entire neighborhood watched. The government and media worked together to destroy us. I lost my career even though I wasn't even there that day. Our daughter, who was only 11 and has autism, was kicked out of her special needs program. School administrators denied us. Huh? Other parents boycotted us and wouldn't let their kids near her. She was placed on the Quiet Skies terrorist watch list. Huh? And subjected to repeated invasive searches at the airport. The sensory overload was so bad, we couldn't take her to visit her grandfather while he was going through cancer treatment. What? Our story is not unique. Hundreds of other families went through similar nightmares. Some lost their homes, businesses, marriages, children, military benefits gone. Fathers spent years in prison. Many were in solitary confinement, denied medical care and religious services, missed funerals and family milestones. The stress destroyed their health. Some January 6ers even took their own lives. It's time for restitution. Can I just say, these are the same exact white people that say slavery was so long ago. Reparations for black people. Did they try just like not? I don't know. Have they tried lifting themselves up by their bootstraps and making better decisions with their lives? Sounds like it's a culture problem and it's not really my fault. Like, why should I have to pay for what happened to you? Like, it was just really like, it just so long ago. Like, it was just so long ago. And these are the same people that made the decision to storm the Capitol and are like, guys, I just like didn't know that was not good. And I don't know what to do. Can we have money now, please? Are we fucking serious? Like, what the fuck? Oh my god. It's time for restitution. Every ruined life, every traumatized child, every stolen year demands full accountability and fair compensation. The amounts must reflect the true, permanent damage done. Lost careers that span decades, destroyed futures, and irreplaceable family time so victims are made whole, not given token settlements. Can I just say really quickly, why the fuck should I care when you chose to storm the Capitol? Or your husband chose to storm the Capitol? Huh? This is like, at least with like leftist activists, they'll like throw tomato soup or whatever on like a painting, and then they like will lay down and accept the handcuffs. And they're like, yeah, I stand by my values. And if that means I have to serve or do my time or whatever, that's fine. And I will gladly do that because that's how important these value systems are to me. And these chuds are like, well, I was hoping that nothing was going to happen to me. I thought we were just having a party. I thought the zip ties were like confetti. Like we were going to throw them in the air. Like I thought it was going to be fun. And I don't know. I didn't know what was gonna happen. Are we... Oh my fucking god. They literally don't even bother pretending they didn't know anymore. They're like, yeah, we did it and we should have been allowed to do it. Fuck you. And this is the same party that constantly says like, fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out. Fuck around and FAFO Friday. It's FAFO time. It's like... Huh? Okay, but I guess when it's your turn to find out. Okay. Wah, my husband tried to help overthrow the government, and now I think taxpayers should give me their money for it. The party of law and order when they break the law. I think it should be okay when I did it. And you should give me money now. This is the part, again, this is the same party that thinks there shouldn't be a welfare state. That thinks you shouldn't be able to eat hot food with food stamps. That thinks that Medicare and Medicaid are a scam. And the poor people should simply lift themselves up by the bootstrap. But the second that they want help, it's like, well, it's different way. I want it because I'm the bestest. And that's why I should get it. Mm-hmm. No handouts here. Except for me, because I didn't mean it when I said it. I meant it for everybody else.
Well, that's exactly right, Chris. I also filed another one that said no monies from this slush fund should go to members of Congress. You may recall there are some senators who've been trying to get federal payments to them for what they claim was wrongdoing. So they would have had to also vote on whether or not these public taxpayer dollars would go to themselves or whether they would continue to be eligible under the fund. The amendment would make them ineligible. So that's exactly what's happening. You know, I'm not sure they would have actually risen up against this slush fund unless they were going to be put to the test through their votes. And I made clear, others made clear that we weren't going to get out of there on the vote-a-rama without taking these votes.
Now, they've just delayed things, right? So this is a sort of short-term solution of just like unplug the gaming console from the wall, right? So that they don't have to keep playing. Yeah. But, you know, the game's saved. They're going to come back and like, it's going to be the same situation. Am I wrong?
Well, that's right. I mean, as you pointed out earlier.
Great job. You landed that perfectly. That was a great execution, Chris Hayes. Great job. You pull the console from the wall. Excellent. Good.
Earlier, the underlying bill here is to provide another $70 billion to a lawless ICE operation. even though there's a huge pipeline of taxpayer dollars already sitting at ICE. So the answer is they will come back. But I think what they're hoping, Chris, is in this intervening week that the acting attorney general, who really is continuing to act like President Trump's personal attorney, but that he will somehow develop guardrails around this fund. Now, whether he can actually do that now that the cat's already out of the bag, I don't know. But that's what they were, I think, essentially telling him that he needed to do.
Right. Just to be clear, the negotiation is not to get rid of the fund, which itself, I think, is completely lawless and indefensible and essentially a theft of the public purse. But to create some like side agreement that says like, well, the child molesters won't get any, like we'll keep the pedophiles out. But I just want to play for this, read this to you. Enrique Otario, who's one of the Proud Boys, who's convicted of seditious conspiracy, very serious, conviction. Sentenced to 22 years for seditious conspiracy over the role that he played.
Like, dog, we have states that are constantly trying to make it so that abortion is completely illegal, especially in the cases of rape and incest. And it's like we really think that the pedophile government is going to say that the pedophiles and the child molesters don't get to get out of jail and don't get any money. It's the pedophiles paying the pedophiles.
In that fateful day, said he planned to apply to the fund, assuming he can get between, and this is his words, $2 and $5 million, and then added, "I'm not greedy, but my life was all effed up because of this."
Then why did you? Oh my God, I'm sorry. You could just not go. You could literally just not doing things is so much easier than doing things, guys. Do you know how easy it is? You guys know, you guys watch Twitch, to cancel plans. It's so easy. Do you know how easy it is to not go outside instead of go outside? It's literally always easier to not do things than to do things. It is absolutely easier to have just not gone to the January 6th insurrection where people were saying hang Mike Pence, where a random lady died, where some cops got brutalized, although to be honest I don't really care about that, where we were bringing zip ties to fucking zip tie all of the fucking Congress people we don't like. You're a whore. Oh, you just figured that out? A little slow, are you? That's okay. That's okay, buddy. Were you held back a couple grades? No judge here. You can be honest. You can be honest. Okay, next one. How many points does a square have? Take your time. It's a hard one. Yeah, like in this universe where it is way easier to have just stayed home. And you're like, my life got fucked up because I went out of my way to go to this riot and then storm the Capitol. Then that's messed up. And I didn't know that. So I should get your money. Can I have your money now? Money, please.
The people, those are the people that seem to be ready to get in line for this money.
Well, that's exactly right. And that's why the acting attorney general is going to have trouble putting up guardrails. Because if you look at the history of...
Oh, guys, you couldn't figure out how many points are in a square. Oh, he was like, 2, 2, 3, I don't like this. And he left. Sorry, on the topic of Denims haters, I've totally forgot, and I just remembered right now. There was an unbelievably funny... There was an unbelievably funny hate comment. This is probably the funniest one I've ever seen. We're not gonna laugh. We're not gonna laugh. We're gonna take it seriously, okay? Is in response to me talking about going live tomorrow, or yesterday. Just gonna drop this here to make your mood for gaming. And let me say, it made my mood. It made my mood. And it's Discord messages, I guess. It's like private Discord messages that they wanted to show me. So let me read it out. Quote, I totally get why people hate women, end quote. And Denims doesn't get why she's on top of that fucking list. She's so stupid. I'd love to believe she's just AI-generated brain rot, but no, she's a real person talking all those stupid things for real. Deeply believes in her own words. And she deep throats on Hassan's dick, who's equally stupid. Oh, dude, me and Hassan have the same intelligence. Dope. Okay, great. As she is, yet she talks about what kind of woman men would like to have when there is no man who could ever stand her. She's a whore. This part's really good. Portraiting self-respectful women as idiots. You guys ever be portraiting self-respectful women? You guys ever be doing that? I do be portrait. My show is on a high knee. This is such a good copy pasta. Okay, no. Stay focused, guys. Stay focused. And she doesn't even bring any argument on the table. She's like that chihuahua barking because someone pointed out what her owner did. What? Is this like an analogy that's common in like other countries? The chihuahua that barks because their owner did... I don't even know. What do you bring on the table is the real question. Bring it on the damn table. Okay, continuing. How the hell she tries to portray herself as self-respectful woman while she promotes her OF and barks for Hassan fucking Biker. When will she finally understand? When will you learn that your actions, consequences? That she's a parody of the person she thinks she is. Damn, she's just another dog to zap. Why is it that Hassan haters only have one joke? Like, they can't make another joke. They have the one joke, and that's it. It's like, it's guys, you can come up with another joke. Well, they might be too stupid to come up with another joke. This did set the mood really well. It's amazing. It's chef's kiss, beautiful, excellent, no notes. Yes. Absolutely excellent. Absolutely excellent. I guess it makes sense that people who can only make the dog zapping joke don't understand what jokes look like. Can you imagine being a progressive streamer and then talking about how you hate women and people are like, oh, she was clearly being serious. It's like, well, a joke. I guess comedy's illegal. But this is the part that's kind of funny. Bruh. Sorry. Dog, what kind of filth are you stepping through on the internet to even find this? Bruh, it's just a convo between me and my friend. She randomly started it. Why did you... You willingly posted a conversation between you and your illiterate friend writing fanfics about streamers? I have never in my life sat down and wrote essays about streamers. Oh my god. And another thing. If a friend sent me a hate message like this about any streamer, I would stop talking to them. It could be a hate message about Hassan. It could be a hate message about Asmongold. It could be a hate message about XQC. It could be a hate message about any streamer. And I'd be like, dude, like, you need therapy. Like, no one is typing essays about streamers like this unless you need therapy. Like, dude, straight up. You just don't. You just don't. Is this the VTuber with the voice? I like with the voice. Yes, that's the one. Oh, man. I'm trying to find in the message what they're actually mad about, and there's nothing. They're just mad that I made fun of their favorite streamer. That sounds like this. You know that one? Yeah. That's okay, buddy. It's okay. It's all right. Oh, my God. I just wanted to share that with you guys. This like literally, it made my day. I saw this and I was like, I read it so many times. It was so fucking It is like such an ego boost. I think these people don't understand, probably because they're too illiterate to understand that when my haters are so dumb, they can't even write in full sentences and they don't actually make any points at any point. That's an ego boost. Can you imagine if your haters were intelligent? It'd be like, man, maybe I'm on the wrong side. When all of your haters can't even spell words correctly, they can't even build arguments well, it's like, oh, okay, we're good. Oh, okay. The people who don't like me are like fucking morons. All right, we're good. Okay, excellent. Oh, God, dude. That's so amazing. Also, sorry, this is besides the point. This is totally besides the point, but I love the point of, and no man could even stand her. It's like, don't I literally stream? Don't I literally stream thousands of people? Maybe all of you are women. Trans. Computer, trans all the men. There are no more men in this chat. Computer, make them all gay and super horny. Like, I don't... All right, sure. Okay, sure. Joke's on you, already gay? Damn. Damn. Denims, what happened to my penis? Where did it go? Yoink. Mine now. Yoink. Man. Also, I will have you guys know, I never want to see any of you slander me by saying that I try to portray myself as self-respectful portrait. Okay? Excuse you. I'm a degenerate heathen. Okay? And I believe you should do things that bring you joy, regardless of whether or not society finds it to be acceptable or not acceptable, so long as it is not harming anyone, so long as it is not harming yourself or anyone else. Okay? I don't subscribe to like a only self-respecting women, only self-respecting men do this or do that. It's just so boring. Oh my God. Oh my God. If I actually could commit to a tattoo, I would get tattoos. Because you get rid of so many annoying people who are like, you know, people aren't going to like that you have tattoos when you're older. Okay, well, they can just not look, okay? I don't like how fucking ugly you look. I didn't approach you to tell you about it. And I'm sorry, your scent is atrocious. It's impacting everyone in the vicinity. You don't see a bunch of people impacting you. You don't see a bunch of people telling you, man. All right? It's so cringy. It's so cringy. Get the septum piercing. The problem is I don't wear jewelry. So even if I got one, I just would never wear the jewelry. Like, I have 2 ear piercings. I have necklaces that I like. I have a bunch of rings that I like. I just don't wear jewelry because I'm lazy. You know? So there's no, like, there isn't even a point in doing it. You know? I've always really wanted to get that eyebrow piercing. This one. Because that one is so dope. Oh, it's such a dope piercing. But like I said, I just don't wear... I don't wear jewelry because I'm too fucking lazy. I'm like I am one of the most lazy people you will meet, chat. With an eyebrow piercing would be powerful, right? Right? Yeah, I'm sorry. I just disagree. I think also, I don't know if you guys saw recently, PayPal is removing from their servers or like from their payment the ability to make money off of content that's like art that's considered not safe for work or like adult content or something. I don't know if you guys saw what I'm talking about. Here it is. PayPal has started issuing permanent account limitations to artists who accept payments for lewd or adult-themed commissions, citing policy violations and unusual activities. I'm not gonna lie, like, this is bad. Society becoming more and more prudish in this freaky way is it's a bad thing. Like, you guys already know my perspective. You should do what you want with your life, right? If you don't like having sex, or you don't like casual sex, or you don't like, I don't know, dressing a certain way or doing, you shouldn't do that. You should do the things that make you comfortable, that make you happy. But like limiting what other people do is so fucking weird. It's just so weird. It's like, no, well, we shouldn't even allow the people to draw lewd things and get payment for them. No. It's like, what? What the fuck? If money is speech, then that's, you know, I know they're a private company and that all businesses should try and be, but should they be able to restrict your speech? Shouldn't they not be able to restrict your speech? Yeah. I just feel like watching everything just become more and more prudish in life makes me so depressed. It's not a good thing. It's a bad thing, actually. If I can be bold and say that. Not limiting AI porn, though. I'm going to sound like the most annoying person in the world, but I feel like we're approaching a society where crypto actually starts being useful. Watching PayPal, Visa, MasterCard just tighten their chokehold on what you can and cannot do is so insane. Well, it's not. Okay, first of all, let me say a couple of things. One, that's always been the only real reason to use Bitcoin. Two, people still use Bitcoin that way. Three, I'm going to boldly say Bitcoin and the crypto industry are different. The crypto industry is like, it's just shit coins and rug pulls. And I've never said, and you guys know this about me, I've never said that there is not a use and that there could never be a use for a currency that is not tied to the traditional banking system. It's simply that as it exists right now, it could never be an actual stable coin, and it always has been and should always be used as something for like individual purchases on the internet, like, you know what I mean? Digital currency has limited uses. Well, the problem is that it's a speculative market. It's more comparable to, like, imagine if you could put your money in like a piece of a Van Gogh painting. That's Bitcoin. Or like crypto. You guys understand? Like, it can't actually be a currency. It's not backed by, well, ignore the fact that it's not backed by anything. It's that the price is like, it's all extrinsic value. I understand that these 2 points like align with each other, or like they're correlated, because intrinsic value would be there if it was actually tied to something. But there is no intrinsic value. It's just the value that we place on it. Right? And there's nothing that we're going to tie it to. And the second you tie it to something, it no longer is usable in the same way that, like, it just ends up in the same problem that traditional currencies have. So. Okay, but what if it was a piece of yaoi art? That's true. But anyways, beyond that, yeah, it's like, it's sad. It's like, actually, it's really depressing. I also saw this other tweet that was like really good, but I don't know if I can find it. It was talking a little bit more about this stuff, that like the ramifications of having a more and more prudish society are only negative. And this is actually a really good post. The problem with Bitcoin IMO is that it always stops it from being a real way to do transactions in the real world. The average person, in fact, that is indeed a set amount. You can't print any more Bitcoin. There's a set amount. It was always held it back. Maybe. I've only ever thought about it or like viewed it from the analysis that currently, unless there's a way to make the market not a speculative market and make it an actual currency, you would fundamentally end up with the same problem that we have with modern currency. So, yeah. But this. Hooters rebranding to family friendly. PayPal blocking payments for lewd art. Kickstarter banning 18+ campaigns. Social media AI flagging everything as adult. Government requiring ID to look at porn. Can't wait for the pendulum to swing back so we can have orgies in the street. Can I say, it's actually insane that it's happened more than once that my Instagram has gotten restricted. It's like, I don't even have a bikini photo. And like, I have to have the system review because it's all AI reviews, right? So I have to have the system manually, I have to get someone to manually review it to be like, oh, that's actually just a photo of you standing in some pants. Oh, yeah, sorry. We thought that that was like a photo of you with soliciting porn. It's like, what the what? Like, I think it was this one. This one most recently. It was like, yeah, this is not safe for work. This is not safe for work content. I'm like, hello? Hello? Hello, computer. And then it's like the AI reviews it, and that's why it's showing as whatever it's showing as. And then I'm like getting and then you have to put in like a manual review, and it's like, oh, sorry. We thought that was pornographic content. We took a look at it. That is in fact you in a crop top and jeans. Yeah, you're good. We removed the restriction. Okay, perfect. Excellent. What was I gonna say? Something else. And I think people don't recognize that, like, well, I think you guys understand, especially I think people that are older understand this. I think for younger audiences or like Zoomers and maybe Gen Alpha, like older Gen Alpha, maybe, but mostly younger Zoomers, they don't understand that like the hyper prudish society is not good for anyone. I like this. I thought this was a good addition. Not to get too deep for you, but we should be incredibly concerned about this. Anything that even slightly deviates from the norm is getting penalized. You don't know if you're next. And it's like some quotes. You've taken a big black bold line and you made it a little bit gray. And now every time you cross it, again, it gets grayer and grayer until one day you look around and think, there was a line here once, I think. But more importantly, this quote, oh, it's just the whores and the gooners getting owned. Based alert. Yeah, they're banning books and movies and pieces of art for having themes that go against the agenda. It's like so true. Famously, when people don't feel comfortable existing in any state other than the norm, it stops there. Famously, in societies that try to become more prudish, they actually just stop right there. They're like, oh, okay, no more whores and gooners. Okay, we did it. And that's it, we're done. And surely making a box of this is what's acceptable in society, adults can only choose to do these things, has always had positive ramifications and has never had a slippery slope. Yeah. Prohibition never works. Well, yeah. It's just not. The thing is, it's like if you're if the only reason to prohibit things is because they're icky and you don't like it and there is no moral argument outside of that, you don't think that that is going to be applicable to every other minority and every other group that are icky and gross and we don't want to think about them? Famously, we as a society have been very normal about trans people, and also normal about gay people recently. Yep, we've been really normal about that. What the fuck is dirty soda? I thought that was like when they put like coffee in soda. Or am I wrong? I actually don't know. There's that pilk. Oh, it's milk and soda. That's disgusting. Don't say that. Pilk isn't real. Pilk isn't real. Yeah. Like, do you guys remember the massive, like, book banning scare where they were like, there's a book with gay people in it in the public school, or sorry, not in the public, well, in the public school library. And like some of the books that they were talking, it was like it was literally the most normal story about just like a lesbian. And there wasn't like some of the books that were getting banned, there weren't any sex scenes. It was just like a romantic interest. And then there was some that was like, and sometimes people are gay. And that's okay. And it's like, we need to ban this. Why are we teaching this? Why the hell are we teaching this to children? It's like, that gay people exist? Why are we teaching that gay people exist? I think it was actually Jesus who once said, love thy neighbor, except if they're gay, a sex worker, trans person, left-wing, communist, socialist, or Chinese. Dude, he did say that. No. You're right. You're right. I do remember him saying that. I do remember that. Can we play the clip about John Kennedy reads a gay sex scene? Wait, what? Wait, what? Weren't whores some of Jesus's favorite people? Yeah. Because whores and sluts are funny as hell. Have you met a whore or slut? They're funny as hell. I mean, again, like, there's like, this is sort of like the category of whiteness, right? When you make the category of being white explicitly exclusionary in that its only purpose is to keep others out, that has negative ramifications for every group that's outside of that group until they're no longer outside of that group. The clip? Oh, thank you. We'll look at it in a second. The other thing too is it's the same thing with everything else as well. Like, if your goal is to build a society where it's like, we don't have any of the bad stuff. So here's like the stuff that's acceptable. Okay, this is the stuff that makes you happy. And it's like, well, porn is icky and like sex is icky and we should do something to make that less accessible. Let's get it out of here. When I think about that, it makes me upset. You really don't think that they're going to stop there? That's it? That's where we're going to stop? Surely, famously, we've never, in the realm of, let's say this is the realm of acceptable. And the metric is whether or not it makes you feel icky. Surely, trans people won't be here. Surely, queer people won't be there. Surely, disabled people won't be there. Surely autistic people and children won't be there. Right? And then once you realize, oh, you just want society to be this very narrow understanding of what you think is acceptable, you're just providing the permission structure to kick everything else out, to have as many book bannings as you want, and to make society the most narrow version that is acceptable to you, which is no different than the same thing that conservatives criticize in the Middle East, where they're like, you know, they have secret police. You know, in China, they have secret police. It's like, that's literally, okay, first of all, no. But second, that's what you want. How can you criticize a different country for doing something that you want yourself? Huh? Wait, who are you talking about? Better. It's really sad too, because like, I don't blame conservatives for always relying on this. I think conservatives struggle a lot with like, sorry, I don't think this. I know conservatives struggle a lot with empathy and like critical thinking. Like, it's not the strong suit of a lot of conservatives, but they fundamentally don't understand that you can care about things and believe things that don't impact you personally. Like, I am not disabled, and I don't want disabled people to be ignored in society and mistreated by society and not be given the care that they need, and I think the love that they should have from the rest of society. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, that's obvious. Yeah, we're on the same boat here, or we're in the same boat here. We understand that position, duh. But like, this is the same thing they say about like poor. It's like, you just like socialism because you're poor. It's like, okay, sure. You understand that could also be true for people who are not poor, who don't want to see poor people live poorly. Like, what? Do you not like feel bad for people who are worse off than you and want them to not live like that? Just like innately, you don't want that? What? And this is the same thing with like porn or like swerves and like sex work and their attitude towards that stuff. It's like, you just want society to be porn and porn ridden and sex, everything is sex work and everything is porn and sex because that's what you are. It's like, okay, first of all, unfortunately, my positions on all of these progressive issues have not changed at all in like over a decade. But also, no, you just struggle with empathy for other human beings. That's just not something that you know how to do. You just don't have the like, you haven't spent any time trying to work on it at all. But yeah, it's like sad. It's very depressing. Like, look at this. Like, look at this chatter. Clear example. Critical thinking is not your strong suit, Denims. Says you, LOL. Did you notice how you didn't actually make any points? You just said no, you. And then had the audacity to say no, you again in a different way with less words. Again, these people, it's like critical thinking is something that they struggle with. It's literally something they struggle with. Hearing Denim's monotone, greasy ass is comical. You look dirty. Again, critical thinking is not their strong suit. Again, notice there's no argument. There's no explanation why they disagree. There's no explanation on why my position is wrong, why we should change our position. It's just, yeah, well, yeah, you're dummy, dumb and stupid and you bar. Huh? An argument against you would make you spiel some lies as a counter argument? We're making a moral argument. You would be making a moral argument. What lies could I spin? Your moral argument here would be what? You're wrong because we shouldn't have porn and sex in society because it would not be like a fact-based argument, so there's no lies that I can tell. It would be like if I said I like vanilla ice cream and vanilla ice cream is the best, and you were like, no, chocolate is the best. Because the flavor is rich. It's, you know, you're more likely to find the flavor in different ways. It combines well with other flavor. Like, this isn't, like, what the hell are you talking about? You would be making an argument based on your opinions, and then we would be disagreeing based on opinions and whether or not there are moral ramifications of those opinions. So I don't know what, it's not like I could be like, that's not true. Chocolate, when you combine it with cookies, is bad. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Now you're directing the conversation as if it's only to one subject. What? Yes, I was talking about something, and then you took it personally. And you assumed that I was saying that you had no critical thinking skills, which is kind of just projection on your part. It's your first message of the day. So, yeah. You decided to chirp in that conversation, so I would hope you know how to comment in that conversation. Now you're saying I'm projecting and self-insulting myself from your own words that you said. Weird. You know what? It's okay. If you're struggling to understand, I know if the conversation is going a little too fast for you, which I assume is a common problem for you, it's okay, buddy. It's okay. Denims, your games don't work on everybody. Everybody sees you right now and could cringe. That's how I market myself, as a cringy person. Following for over a year, you're a fucking dedicated fan, and you can't tell that? You really are slow. It took you that long to figure that out? Poor buddy. Poor buddy. Huh? You're adult speak or this weird child speak, as if you're an arbiter of moral behavior. Can you type in sentences that are English that make sense? This is, by the way, I feel like bad. I feel like I am like bullying someone like Nick Shitley, like someone who's kind of medically stupid. This is like the classic sign that someone might be too stupid to speak to. When you say sentences that are not complicated, you didn't use any big words. You just made arguments. And they're like, your games won't work on me. It's like, what? Are you lost? There's no game. Where would there have been a game that I was playing? I asked you to make an argument. Do you think when someone asks you to make an argument, they're playing a game on you? Huh? No, they're just asking you to make an argument. They're just asking you to make an argument, sir. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Denims, you sound so stupid. Okay. Whatever you say, buddy. Whatever you say. Do you usually win all your arguments this way? Mm-hmm. Do you usually? You just say no, you, and you're dumb and stupid? Is that how you win? Brainwash away. Brainwashing is when I make an argument.
Denims is streaming.
Oh God, Leafy, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Okay, guys, wait. I'm just getting word right now. Oh my God, I just got footage of this chatter. Wait, holy shit.
This is a square. This is a square. Can you guess which spot that goes in?
The square.
That's right. It goes in the square hole.
Yes. Okay.
And how about this rectangle? That one?
Also the square.
That goes in there too.
Yeah.
Up next, we've got this thin rectangle.
The thin rectangle.
Can you guess where that goes?
The thin rectangle.
That's right. It goes in the square hole. And up next, a cylinder.
The circle.
I think that goes in
the circle.
The square hole. Now, we've also got this semicircle right here. Do you see a slot that would fit
the semicircle?
Semicircle?
The semicircle.
That's right. It's the square hole. Okay. Up next, the triangle. We know what hole that goes into,
triangle.
right?
Triangle.
That's right. The square hole. And up next, we have the arch.
The arch. The arch.
You guessed it.
The arch.
It goes in the square hole.
God.
This is a rectangle. Can you guess where that goes?
This is them. Yeah. Real footage obtained. Anyways, yeah, you guys can play with your food. I get bored of chatters that can't make arguments, that just kind of say like, no you, no you, no you. But I'm tired. I don't want to play with you. You guys can have fun with them though. All right. Before we go any further, so I have to watch this. I remember this now.
I can't wait to have your
in my mouth.
Sunday. But guys, a big stretch as I do my little outro. Thank you all for tuning into the stream. Please have a great rest of your day. Tell your homies you love them. Stay hydrated. And all of you, tomorrow. Say bye, Erica. Say bye, America. Ow. Okay, bye, everybody. Bye.